Feel the heavy metal music, boys. We are back. It is the second edition of NBA NHL Live Line. I don't know how much NHL we're going to do tonight. We got Spread here.
Hello. How are we doing today?
We got Foxy. What's up, man? Are you talking to us saying hello? How are we doing today? I don't think Fox is connected the right way. So, Foxy, come on back in a minute. What's going on, Spread? Talk to me here. What kind of action we got tonight, pal?
All right. We are excited to live bet some NBA. Sean and I did a great job last weekend, so we'll look forward to keeping this momentum going. And obviously, I'm a sides and total specialist. He hits the props pretty hard. So we got a pretty good team here, right? We're not overlapping our skill sets, like the Kings are doing, adding DeMar DeRozan to a team with a bunch of good shooters already. We got guys that specialize in each aspect of the game.
So here's what I got tonight. I got one NBA bet, and it's Wembanyama over 3.5 blocks. They're like plus something. So I'm doing pretty good there. I'm excited about that one. And that is that.
Is this live for everybody for free, or is this just our members?
This is free, dude. This is free.
Is there something I need to retweet and let the world know?
If you want to, really. I don't want to be that big of a debacle, but sure, you can retweet it. We're live, man.
Did we tweet it out?
We tweeted it out. Yeah, we did. I don't give a shit about tweeting and stuff like that, though. We got to get some bets here, guys. Spread, talk to me. Anything you're targeting, anything you're on, let's hear it.
All right. What I'm on so far for this first game, and I haven't pulled the trigger. I was actually going to ask Sean about doing this. One of the things we like to do on the live show, Holden, is arb the bets. I was thinking about just grabbing the Lakers right now at plus 150 and then just hoping they grab a lead, plus 150, and then we can enjoy what should be a good game. The other ones I have, so I have nothing on the Hawks Wizards. Let's play that live. I hit the under on that game when these two teams faced off on Monday. But I hate doing those 2 times in a row. Those back-to-backs are kind of weird. There's no edge. I said it on the rundown today. The first year they started kind of doing these where they do the same thing because the Warriors Pelicans are the same thing. It was like 70% on the zigzag. Last year it was right around 50%. There's no edge, so you just have to cap it like a normal game. Let's see. Lakers Cleveland, like I said, I think there's some arb potential here. That's the way that I'll be targeting this one tonight. Let's try and get plus money on both sides there. For the Pacers and the Celtics, I bet the under, and I'm feeling pretty strong about it. So if they get off to a fast start, we'll analyze the pace, but we might double down and try and get an even better number there. I see this line bouncing around. It's at 6.5. I kind of like the Celtics here, but the Pacers did cover both games in the Eastern Conference Finals at this number the last 2 times these two teams played in Indiana. So, a little bit of a reason to stay off, but I think there should be some live betting potential for that game. And then finally, the Raptors and the Hornets. I kind of like the Raptors, but I talked about this one on the rundown, especially since I knew I was going to be here with you guys tonight. If I do like the Raptors, why would I play the +6 now? I think there's a great chance that we can get double digits in that game, and I think that's what we'll be targeting. Maybe a +10, maybe a +12. I don't think the Hornets are good enough to blow out any team, even if it's one as bad as the Raptors. So we're going to go ahead and target getting some extra points there in that Raptors game. And finally, the Pistons and the Sixers is a tough game because the Pistons are not playing as bad as their record looks. However, they still are 0-4, and they're only getting 4 points here. Same deal. I like the dog, but might as well just wait and get some extra points here while we're live betting these games tonight.
All right. So you broke it down. I like the card here. Everybody watching, smash the like button. Make sure you do that. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. All you got to do, come on over at Nuke the House on YouTube, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Then you know when we're live and you can get all of our shows. So the 2 things that I'm really interested in tonight, and it won't be very long. Hopefully Bronny doesn't play much, but LeBron and Bronny back in Cleveland. And the kid basically grew up on the court there. And then Wemby and Chet. I mean, I don't think there's enough talk of Wemby early on in the season. Chet's a badass, but Wembanyama, come on, man. Everybody's saying defensive player of the year. What's holding him back from taking the next step to being the MVP this year?
Wembanyama?
Yes.
His offensive skill.
So it's not there yet. He's not even close.
It's not even close to being there.
How long we got to wait? Come on. I'm ready to see this guy.
The kid's only 20 years old. And the thing is, right now, he's a freak athlete. And we've seen this in maybe not baseball, but in football too, right? Sometimes when players are just so good athletically, they never really need to develop skill until they get to the highest level of the game. And that's what I'm seeing with Victor right now. Not that he won't be there. Even, by March, he could be a lot better. But right now, the offensive bag, as the kids like to say, he just doesn't have enough in it. He's really got to get more skilled on the offensive end. And that's basically what's going to keep him from being an MVP candidate in my mind.
All right, Foxy, you there? We got you yet?
Yeah, you got me.
Sorry What's up, buddy? How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, I tailed a couple plays last night. It went well. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Before I get to you and your thoughts on tonight's games, Ethan, good to see you, pal. I've been a fan of the Pistons for too long, and I hate myself for it. It's all right. Be easy on yourself. Ditka, what is up? Chicago Cubs fan, what is up? Of course, our boy Card Addict is in the house. Kenny Wood, Yellow Hammer. Boy, we got a nice little crowd coming in here, filing in early on tonight, and I'm sure it'll get bigger as the night goes on. Foxy, you on anything heading into these games, and what are some of the live targets we're looking at tonight?
I mean, I'm on a couple props. I'm on a ton in the Atlanta-Washington game. I'm on Bub Carrington over 9.5 points. He's going to start today with Kyle Kuzma sitting on the bench. I like it. Basically, Alexander Sarr over 6.5 rebounds, but that's been juiced up so much more than what we looked at it this morning. I'm on LaMelo Ball. I'm riding him at 27.5 points. There is a guy I'm hoping to get live, and Jonathan Manga for the Toronto Raptors here tonight. But so far, I haven't got a line. Should get a line pretty shortly. And there's a couple things in the Orlando Magic Chicago game that I like as well. So
what do you see? 27.5 is a lot of points, buddy. What are you seeing there with LaMelo tonight?
LaMelo's averaging 31.5 points, I believe, right now on the game. He's ball dominant. He's been able to hit tons of threes. The Raptors, without Scotty Barnes on the field, is basically just going to have RJ Barrett, who doesn't really give out tremendously on the defensive end. I think he'll probably get about 30 points again tonight.
All right. I am, and you're limited on books. So I am seeing on BetMGM, you can get a 26.5 on LaMelo. So I'm going to tail all you guys' plays here, and we're going to try and win some money this evening. Spread, which game are you looking forward to the most tonight?
Well, obviously the Lakers and Cleveland Cavaliers from a fan's perspective. Of course, that's got all the storyline. That's got all the narrative around it. And it's not just a manufactured storyline. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 4-0 so far this season. However, 3 of those wins came against teams that we're not sure if they're going to make the playoffs. They did then make a statement, though, by beating the team that eliminated from the playoffs last year, the New York Knicks. So 1 quality win, 3 wins that they were supposed to win, but let's give them credit. And not only that, they did it in convincing fashion. The Lakers are a team that I always thought, had more hype than substance. However, this year, I got to give Jonathan Nelson and all these Lakers fans credit. It seems like the team is actually matching the hype so far. However, both their wins at home, and we know how much home court advantage means in the NBA, on their first attempt to head the road, they lost to a Phoenix team who doesn't have a lot of depth, and we saw the Lakers beat them at home. So now let's see how they do on the road against Cleveland, and, of course, the huge narrative with LeBron going home. So that's the game that I'm looking forward to. And Fox, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I'm thinking about trying to arb this game. Grab it once the Lakers get right above plus 150. I'll grab that right away. Hope they go on a run, get some plus 150 on both sides, and then we can just enjoy the rest of the game as fans.
Yeah, I think that's kind of there. I think it'll go back and forth. I kind of like Cleveland at home. I like this Cleveland team. I like essentially the matchup with Evan Mobley here. Versus LeBron. LeBron really so far hasn't given all out on the defensive end. LeBron coming off the 10-point game that he had last time out, so he's definitely going to be motivated. I know a lot of people took this point props in the Discord, but I just can't get there. I think you're getting a little bit of an upswing where it's giving you what I thought last time I saw was 23.5, 22.5, depending upon what book you're looking. And I just can't get that right now. What I did take, I do like AD's assist over 3.5. If you've been watching this Laker team, yes, he's been going off. And
who's that, Foxy? Who are you taking over?
AD's assist over 3.5, plus 115.
All right.
And the reason essentially when he faces a team that has a decent big man, and they actually have two in Mobley and in Jared Allen, the ball's still going to him to start the offense, but then he's distributing, and he's already up in assists already in every game that he's played. So I like that at plus money.
So over 3.5 assists for AD at plus 125 is good.
Yeah, I got it at plus 117. So yeah. Yep.
Okay, that's at Sugar House, Bet Rivers. If you got that, it's also actually it's 3.5 plus 35 at BetMGM. BetMGM has a little softer numbers that you'll see when you're betting these. And again, I'm not looking into the camera because I'm just sitting here telling these guys picks. So you should too. By the way, if you have not already and you're a member, turn on your notifications. Do it, because let's say you got to step away from the show for a couple of minutes, but you missed a bet. Guess what? You turn on your notifications, live betting notifications in real time to all of our members. We'll get it out there and you can get the bets in. If you haven't signed up yet, get on over to nukethehouse.com. What are you waiting for? $59.99 a month? Come on, you can make that tonight. Also, $599.99 a year. And if you want the plays tonight, real-time notifications, pre-flop plays, you can sign up just for 1 week, which is fine. That's $19.99, and that's what we got going on. So, boys, Pistons 4-0 over the Sixers early, 6-5 Wizards over the Hawks, and then the Lakers and the Cavaliers 6-5 with Los Angeles. You guys got any thoughts on the Knicks and the Heat game this evening to the under of 214.5?
I like the Knicks side, and that's what I went ahead and got involved with before the game, Holden. And, of course, we'll be monitoring that one and maybe adding on to our position or hedging out with some plus money both ways. But so far, I don't think this Heat team is what we're used to seeing, and they might have kind of got away from their identity a little bit. Adding Terry Rozier, I know they did that in a desperation attempt to add to some offense. But this team has always been a defense-first team. But now they have three guards that struggle at the point of attack. I do think with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart and company in town, they should be able to take advantage of that. So I like the Knicks there. As far as the total goes, we always usually look to the under here, but it feels like the books have done a pretty good job. 214 is pretty low. So what I would be looking at, Holden, rather than get involved before the game, we'll wait for it to tip off. We hope they get to a fast start. We should be targeting like an under 220, 222, somewhere in that range. And maybe we can take advantage and get a little breathing room there by betting it live.
Hey, Fox, I'm trying to bet the AD assist over 3.5. It dropped to 2.5 minus 148. Is it just better to sit here and wait to bet that bet since I didn't get it in on time?
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing, personally, I would have probably took the 2.5 and just take that with OKC and just that eliminate the juice. But yeah. But yeah.
Oh, you would same game it? You would just take OKC and over 2.5 assists for AD?
Yeah, I do that all the time. Yep.
Well, it's a non-correlated play, which I absolutely love. I can do non-correlated plays all day long. So that's the way I go. He has one though, doesn't he?
Right now on the thing, yes, he already has one.
Yeah, he just got one. So the line just went up to 3.5 minus some other money. So I'll try and hop in on that thing.
Yep.
And get the and get the OKC money line in there with it. You good with OKC tonight spread?
I liked, the money line for sure. I did like the points in that game when I wrote it up last night, but I wanted to wait for the injury report, and then the Spurs took money. So same situation here. Since I knew I'd be here with you tonight and I knew we'd be live betting these games, it's like, why would I settle for 12.5 when I can see OKC easily getting out to an early lead? and I can jump in at 17 or 18. I had the game projected at 13, so it was a slight edge to begin with at 13 and a half. But yeah, I mean, I think OKC will win. It's the biggest spread on the board for a reason.
Oh, minus 670 is what it's sitting at right now. And AD's assist over to up to 3.5. So again, it pays to be a subscriber here at Nuke the House, $59.99 a month.
Well, then is there a promo code that the people can be using?
No promo code yet. Next week when Coop gets back, we'll take the promo.
I felt bad because I hadn't been given one out on the show on the NBA
fine.
Rundown, which you guys can catch at 5 Eastern every day on this very same YouTube channel.
Yeah,
but I realize I've not been shirking my responsibilities. So
let's talk about that for a second, because we have an NBA show every single day. For those of you who don't know, so plug your show here, Spread. And we got to do it a couple times tonight. I checked it out today. I'm a fan.
Yeah, on Monday through Friday, and you know what? We've been getting through these games quickly. Holden, Tyler gets annoyed because I do like to talk and I do like to get on my soapbox. But especially when it's just me and him, we've been going through the card in less than 30 minutes, and you get a basic idea of where we're going. And of course, we save some of the plays for behind the paywall and the members, but you'll get a couple of our free plays too. So even if circumstances you can't afford to join right now, and maybe you're just listening for some fun or something like that, we'll give you a couple free plays. But we talk through every game, and you can kind of see where Tyler and I agree, what we disagree on, and kind of how we talk through our process to end up finding these final plays.
Foxy, you seen anything on the board right now, or is it too early to start placing bets?
I'm really interested at the pace of the Cleveland Cavalier game. And
yeah, 20 to 15 already.
Yeah, you get 35 points in the first quarter before the 6-minute mark. That's just nuts.
Out of curiosity, Sean, who do you think that favors? Is that a Lakers pace, or do you think that's a Cavaliers pace? Being the younger team, I would think that might favor Cleveland.
Yeah, I have Cleveland winning this game anyway. Yeah, the only question I think, if it gets out and run with the Lakers bench, I think that's how they're going to want to play versus a slow, methodical offense that you're going to have. I just don't think Cleveland, once you get past Karis LeVert, there's not a lot on the bench, which is their big Achilles heel. Yep.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, especially at that forward position, something that LA will look to exploit tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I like this. We're going through. We're getting off to a nice start. We got a couple of bets sitting out there right now. Fox and Spread are looking for some live betting opportunities. Jaylen Brown has 8. Celtics trailing the Pacers 16-13. Just about 5 minutes into that game. Pistons and the Sixers, 8-4 Sixers. So the Sixers come back with an 8-0 run, 3.5 minutes into that game. Cavs and Lakers, game you're just talking about, 20-15 Cavs on top. Donovan Mitchell, 13 points, 2 assists. Austin Reeves leading the way for the Lakers right now. And then my boy Grady Dick, Kansas's own Grady Dick. His Raptors trail the Hornets 9-7. That's all we got.
Always good to have some Dick. Personally, I'm on the over 14.5.
Oh, boy. What are you over?
I took the over 14.5 pre-flop.
For Grady
It's going to be
Dick?
Dick and RJ tonight. That's
You
the
didn't
only
bring
two
up
guys.
Grady Dick when I asked you what you got.
Oh, I have a lot more than what I'm giving. There's stuff that I take.
You know what? It's a free show, so you should not be giving your free stuff out all the time. You got to be a member. So, yeah, I get it. I'm going to get off your case on that one. You're right. I'm just trying to find some more some player props sticking around here. Let's see here.
I took Josh Hart. Right now you can get him at plus 115. Everybody has been running the cat to get a double-double because the Heat have given up 10-plus rebounds to anybody. To every team they played, someone has got a double-digit rebounds. So everybody's kind of moved over to Cat and assumed Cat's going to get the rebounds. But after the first 2 games, Josh Hart has started to play more like he did from last week. He's coming off a double-double. He was a little questionable to play. Versus Jimmy Butler, it's going to be on the board. But Hart's going to have plenty of opportunities because the Heat miss a ton of shots, don't have a lot of size. Getting him at plus rebounds over 9.5 at plus money is not a bad look.
For those of you that did want to bet the LaMelo Ball, couldn't get in at 27.5, live line right now, 25.5 plus 105 at Bet Rivers if you got Bet Rivers. So it always pays to shop. Now, listen, live bets, especially in the NBA because of the action, very, very important you got your books open, because if you don't have them open and ready to go, chances are you're going to miss the number that's given out. Now, once in a while, you get a better number, but not too often. Again, Fox, talk about the challenges of betting the NBA live and just trying to get the right number, because, again,
one thing you got to watch, the biggest challenge of the NBA, everything you're actually watching on TV is about 30 seconds behind.
Yes.
So I always tell people, if you're betting any NBA, kind of the books app itself, or different books like CBS does a pretty good job on it. They tend to be ahead of ESPN and Fox by a couple seconds. But the other thing is, if you're betting sides, I generally wait for stoppage and play, so you can actually see what's actually going on. If you try to catch it based on 3 hits and you just want to go ahead and grab that number, unless you're trying to hedge or create a middling effect, it's just better to wait for the stoppage of play.
Yep. Spread, anything you're seeing right now on the board or on the television?
The one that I'm getting closest to holding is, the 2 dogs that I kind of like that we wanted to boost on were the Pistons and the Raptors. Not there yet, though. Raptors at 7.5, Pistons at +7. I like both of the. Well, the Raptors have to be in double digits, or I'm not going to get there. Pistons, I'd like to get a couple more points. Those are the 2 that I'm really keeping an eye on, and maybe dipping back in on this Indiana-Boston under. Although I said my concern about the play on the show today was all the coach speak that we got out of Indiana. I wanted to up the pace, and we've seen that so far. So keeping an eye on that one. But if the number gets too high, I might count on this Boston defense clamping down. But normally, I'd look for about a 7-point edge in that one. I think the number's going to have to get to 248 before I want to get another under here, as I see Indiana out on another fast break that went uncontested there.
All right. What I sit there and watch in that game is, historically, Indiana struggles against guards or small forwards that can slash. I think Jaylen Brown has a massive game. I've got him at 25, 30, kind of laddered. I even took a 32 there. And then historically, Tatum beats up on the Pacers. So he's gone over his points and rebounds the last 3 out of the last 4 times he's seen them. It's sitting at 35.5. So I'm kind of looking at that as well. There. I mean, the Celtics are just kind of toying with him right now, but yeah.
Right. And interesting to see here, as Indiana now has a 6-point lead on my TV. Sean made a good point, though. Always make sure you're checking your app. But where's Boston at? Down to -4 here. So even the books don't give this little run by the Pacers credit, because a 6-point lead's only moved the spread 2.5 points.
Yeah, it's early in the game too. Halftime. Maybe the next time we can look at that, unless it's turning into a complete blowout. But, Fox, I don't want to dumb it down too much, but a strategy that's worked in the past, if a really good team is down by double digits in the first half, maybe at halftime, you look at the side and you try and get a money line bet, or you try and get them at a much better number. Is that anything you're interested in? Give me the process of trying to bet live sides and totals only.
I mean, I definitely do that. I especially do that. I look at pace of game. A lot of people do, because I look at like the big second half overs. So I have a theory of looking at the number itself. So if I can get a good second half number, regardless of how the game is played, I actually will bet the second half over. The other thing I'll generally do is bet the third quarter over, because if you're going to get a second half over, the third quarter is going over.
Oh, okay.
That's just one thing to kind of look for. A lot of people will see, you'll see a juice second half over, but you can get a third quarter over at, we'll say 53.5 or something like that, at a better number at -105. Those kind of things. So kind of look. I also will take into play what the original pre-flop total was. So if we get a game that just has a slow pace, like say the first quarter gets us 45 points, but the second quarter gets us 60, and they had a total of over 227, I will probably play the second half over, because most likely you just had a little coming out, whether late times, it started off cold, then they start to basically kind of get it together. So I kind of look for that kind of pace to dictate. So I play a lot into looking at the pre-flop total before basically making any total bets. As far as your thing of about one side being way up, you really got to do that a little bit later in the season, I think, because I don't think we know what most of these teams are. I think we know who Boston is. I think we know who OKC is. As we've already talked about with Cleveland Cavaliers, they haven't played anybody, but they are 4-0, and they've played really, really well, and they still have the same pieces that they've had in previous years. But so just to come on and jump on, like say, hey, the Lakers, because they're 3-1, because they're down 9, hey, they're just going to come back. I couldn't do that. Yep.
So a later season strategery on that one. Want to remind everybody, if you're into MMA, go check out our MMA pod. It'll be on about 30 minutes after the conclusion of the show. When is the conclusion of the show? I'm not sure, but we will be having our MMA pod tonight, 30 minutes after the conclusion of this show. Card Addicts looking at the under in the Lakers Cavs and waiting for the quarter to end. Any thoughts on the line right now on the Lakers and the Cavs if you want to shop around for that number, boys? But any movement there or anything you notice out of that game as far as the total goes?
I mean, the Lakers haven't scored, I think, since they came back from the last commercial break. So it was as high as 238. I'm seeing it down to 231.
Yep.
Maybe missed a little bit. And as I say that, I see Anthony Davis gets a bucket to end that little scoring drought and end that little run that the Cavaliers are on. But I don't know. It's a little close. If you're betting the under right now, you're betting a blowout, and I don't think the Lakers are going to roll over and die there. Cavaliers are going to have to withstand a couple runs here to get this victory. So I don't think right now, it depends on what you have. At 229.5, I would not play it. And that's what I'm seeing right now.
I see a 232.5.
Okay, then, yeah, it's a little better, but okay. Yeah, mine just flipped to 232 right now. I think we got to get above 235 here because, like I said, it's got to be a blowout for this game to go under. And I feel like the Lakers are going to have a push or two in them here.
All right, very good. We got a whole bunch of underscores and top MF in here. Took Jaylen Brown over 4.5 first quarter points. Good job cashing that about 3 minutes into the game.
Yeah,
that went over. Yep. Bilal Kalabule has 11 already. Yes, Hurricane Ditka. Jordan Poole is so bad. Fox, Poole is awful, right?
Is, but he's got to take about 20 shots tonight. So give it time.
If he can hit 8 of them, we're set. 8 for 20 is a good night for Poole with a few 3-pointers.
Well, I gave a 2.5 parlay because 2.5 threes with Young 2.5 threes.
How many threes does he have right now?
Both of those guys, I think they're both at 0.
Really?
But he's coming off a game he just had 6 versus this Atlanta team. And then Young actually bit me in the ass for this bet last time. I only got 2. Went 2 for 7, 2 for 9, I think.
Yeah, Brown is sitting on the bench. He has not hit a 3. He's 0 for 1. So you can get a better number on that, I would think, right now.
Do any of you guys have a number on the Cavaliers Wizards total right now? It's off the board for me.
234.5.
Okay, so basically would have closed out. Okay.
Yeah, now it just dropped to 233.5. So you get a little
I'm
more.
looking at the Magic game right now.
You're looking at the Magic game?
Yeah, I love this Magic game. I think it's going to be a very fun game.
So Magic at the Bulls. The line here, Magic minus 5.5. This is just FanDuel. Bulls plus 188 on the money line. 5.5-point dogs at home. 227 is the total. You break this game down for us from a betting angle here, Foxy?
Well, yeah. I mean, you've got the Bulls. They're off to a pretty decent start. Yes, they're at 500, but a lot of people didn't like this team. A lot of people thought Zach LaVine is basically just trying to play his way out of Chicago. That could still be the case. But Vucevic and LaVine are off to 2 great starts. Vucevic averaging, I think, about 18 points a game right now. 20.8 points a game. You keep getting his prop under that, and I'm taking that all day. 16.5. We were on the previous game. We're now at 17.5. So we've got a little bit of a bump there. You're talking about a Magic team with not a tremendous interior. You're basically playing the ex-Chicago Bull, Wendell Carter. I'm also on Wendell Carter's rebounds. If you haven't noticed, he's very quietly went over 10 rebounds every game. You're getting that at plus money. The Bulls are going to miss a ton of shots. Then Zach LaVine looks like healthy Zach LaVine. He's averaging 20 plus points. He's up to 26 points a game. His prop was at 19.5. Then it went to 20.5. I think today we're looking at it's kind of waffled between 20.5 and 19.5. So I kind of jumped on that as well. Versus a Magic team who is a very good team, but you question night in, night out who's going to be the number 2 scorer. It should be Franz Wagner, but he's been sick all week. He kind of played last week, kind of took himself out mid-game, so who knows. Jalen Suggs is sitting there at, I believe, 13.5. He's generally going to be the secondary scorer for this. I think this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to go well over. The total originally started at 227. We've had two points of line movement already. You're at 228. It's now at 228.5. So it dropped. It was at 229 earlier today. So, but I think it goes over the total, and this is kind of a sneaky overplay that I'm looking at.
All right. I already asked Spread about.
I know you like the Cavaliers here, but at one point, do I just put a little money on this Lakers money line? It's as high as 7-1.
Yeah, I mean, they're down 19 though.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you think they're the Pelicans of last night, which we're not going to go into that game.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't done it yet, but I'm telling you, it's been my thing, and it's just hard to not hit submit here.
I mean, I'd never have any issue. Like when people want to say, "Hey, I want to go in this," that's fine. You want to go in there,
especially when it's 7-1, right? They always ask me about those futures on the other shows, and I go, when you start to get these 12 to 15 to ones, it's it's kind of hard.
Like realistically, if I go in on one side, I'm going to take the massive points, and I'm going to take half my bet into the money line.
Yeah, I mean Lakers plus 16.5 right now. Maybe that's a better way to look at it.
Yeah.
If you got any questions or if you want to post a bet in the chat, by all means, go and do so. If you've already waited to hit the like button, please do that for us. It'll help us out a lot with something called an algorithm. We would like for the algorithm to be happy. Ditko, when he was talking about Poole, he goes, I was more just saying he totally played the Ole defense and turned it over. Well, I mean, again, I don't think anybody's saying that Jordan Poole's a great NBA player. All right. No question. Card Addict, Lakers Cavs, total of 65 first quarter is pretty high. Live is currently 232.
I see a 235 on my screen.
Yeah. You got to settle for offshore books, unfortunately. Right? Yeah. 234.5 is what I'm seeing too right now. At least on FanDuel. That's just one bet. Let me go check out.
I mean, it almost goes back to the same question I asked Sean earlier. If you like the Lakers plus 16.5, you think they come back, this game's going over. If it stays a blowout, it's going to go under. So really, I think they're correlated.
Anyone in the chat have Jonathan Mugbo props anywhere?
Jeff Steinberg's here. Sneaky play in the Magic game. Leaky Black assists. All right. I like it. Out there.
I think they've kind of went on a couple different things with the Magic. They've got some interesting pieces. Anthony Black is still getting a ton of extra play. I'm not a huge Anthony Black fan for an NBA player. I think he's a solid defensive player. I think his offensive game is never going to be there.
All right, we got a comment on the screen from the Shapeshifter, King Kush, Brother Spread. You got to say Foxy too. What up, Quinn Hughes, Vancouver, over to. Here's the problem tonight, Shapeshifter. No Zargo tonight. Fox, you're not. Are you betting NHL? You're not looking. You're not. You're digging into the
NHL with 11 games.
Yeah, Zargo's not here tonight. I'm sorry, Shapeshifter. It's we wanted to do some NHL. He swept the board last week. We want to have him back on, but he's just not here. So we're betting NBA tonight. I apologize for that, Shapeshifter. Good to have you in the house, though. And if you're betting NBA, stick around and check with these guys. What team is Foxy on? What team Foxy he on?
He's on Toronto.
Hold on, I'm jumping in right now. I'm going to grab the Raptors at plus 14.5.
Raptors plus 14.5.
Yep. Let's see. Make sure it accepts, and if so, we'll send it out. Yep. Plus 14.5. Do you mind sending that out to?
I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to go throw it out on Discord. Again, we got real-time live betting notifications. All you got to do is sign up. Go to nukethehouse.com and try and win some money that way. So Raptors plus 14.5. What book do you have it?
I did at Bookmaker.
All right. Spread.
Yeah, I see it at MGM. He's listed, but he's the only guy grayed out.
Okay. Spreads bet is in. Send it out in the Discord. We're all set, and that's our first live bet of the ninth. You got NBA? Beautiful. Shapeshifter. Good to see you, Shapeshifter. So tomorrow night, we're doing a free NFL show. We gave out a 1-month free subscription on Monday night. We're thinking about doing it again tomorrow night. So for those of you that don't watch our NFL shows or you haven't yet, you're missing out. I don't even know how many units we're up anymore. It's so much. I was doing the show with Keg this afternoon, the Football Day in America show. If you want a breakdown of every single game, that's on YouTube on the Nuke the House channel, Football Day in America. And I was like, dude, you're the only guy I know that wins us 2.5 units in a night, and then you get upset. Like at this point, winning 2.5 units is
I've done shows
nothing to
with him, and he'll be up 10 units and he'll miss one, and or the worst is when it's not even like he loses money, but he was thinking about placing a bet and he didn't place it. He doesn't even concentrate on the 10 units he won. We just got to hear about, I knew I should have bet this. I knew I should have bet this. No one's harder on himself than Keg, but I think that's why he gets such good results.
Yeah, he's so good because he gets upset at himself for the ones that he misses a lot more than the ones he gets happy for the ones he gets. Seth, did you guys see the Gambly site that dropped today? No idea what you're talking about.
But I don't even know if I'll have access to it out here in California.
No, we got one live bet so far. Raptors plus 14.5 and Fox. I'll say this again. Don't make a bet just to make a bet. We're just going to give it out when we got them. And we got a long time tonight. We'll definitely stay on through the end of the first games here, and then we'll see how we're feeling after that. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. Once the World Series is on, I'll be hosting this show, looking at box scores, but the World Series.
Fortunately, Holden, they only throw a pitch every 28 seconds, so you'll have plenty of time to pay
25. Attention. I mean, listen, the games are a lot faster in Major League
Baseball. The
crazy
thing about baseball is you watch baseball, and half the time I'm watching people watch baseball while I'm watching baseball. You know, they cut to the crowd. You know, you see the Giants fan in San Diego. You see someone eating popcorn. It's like, boy, after watching NBA and tennis, it seems so slow paced.
So, says you brought up baseball. What is your thought of the fan? And what did the punishment should be?
I mean, they should ban him for game number 5, 100%. I just didn't like the fact that they touched Mookie Betts. Like, you want to go up there and grab the ball, go catch the ball, fine. Don't touch the player. That's what I'll say. That's just Bush League. They deserve to get kicked out last night. They deserve not to go to the game. Although, if I was him, I'd put a fake ponytail on. I'd put a Dodgers jersey on. And I'd go in there and root for the Yankees that way.
Did that, Holden?
Did you see this, by the way? That was a buddy of Rob Gronkowski at Arizona. He knows that guy. He's like, he played hockey, and I used to party with him.
Was it Davey Johnson, Holden? Do you remember when he got kicked out of the game as the manager?
Bobby Valentine.
And he put the eye black and the fake glasses on and came back in.
Sure do.
That's
let me go around.
The Necro got caught with the sandpaper, and they asked him to empty his pockets, and he throws it up in the air.
Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Let me get you updated on a couple things going around in the league right now. 35-31. Pacers over the Celtics at the end of one. Pascal Siakam has 9, 2, and 1. Obi Toppin scored 7. Tatum has 7, 1, and 1. Luke Cornett with 5 rebounds early in this game, and Jaylen Brown 8 points, no rebounds, no assists, and 0 for 1 from beyond the arc. That's the first one. Trae Young's got 14 through the first quarter in Washington, where the Hawks are visiting the Wizards. Bilal Coulibaly got a quick 11 points. He's on the bench, 4 rebounds as well. So he's off to a wonderful start tonight. The Sixers are up on the Pistons at the end of one, 26-22. Tyrese Maxey with 10 and 2 assists. Isaiah Stewart's got 7. Cade Cunningham, 4 points and 4 rebounds for the Pistons. And then the Cleveland Lakers game is just ugly right now. Cavs up 23 points with 8:40 to play in the first half. 48-28, guys. Cavaliers on top. Donnie Mitchell, 15 quick points. Hadn't put up a point since then. Jared Allen has 8 points, 10 rebounds already. 10 rebounds through, 16 minutes of the game. LeBron, 8 points, no rebounds, 1 assist. AD, 6 points, a rebound, and assist. Fox, talk to me. What are you looking at right now?
I'm looking at the Memphis game right now.
Memphis game? Spread.
Yeah,
What do you got your eyes on?
Nets basically coming on a back-to-back. Memphis rested. I like Ja to get over 19.5 points tonight. I don't know how many plays you want me to give out. I gave another one in our Discord. I could give that one out as well.
Did you put out a play in the Discord during the show?
No, it was earlier today.
Oh, it was earlier today. Yeah, just put you can put out some plays. You can put out a play or two that you put in the Discord. Absolutely, it's a free show, and we're trying to get people to sign up. And the more we win, the more they're like, "Oh, $59.99 a month is nothing."
Jaren Jackson's coming back off injury there, so his rebounds haven't been what they historically have been. But you are playing a Nets team that's going to miss a ton of shots. They're going to play with a ton of pace. They're going to get up a bunch of shots quickly. And you have it basically a front line on Memphis, which, okay, Edey's off to a less than stellar start. He kind of is a 5-5 guy right now instead of a 10-10 guy, which I was hoping. But it's still early in the season. You can get Jackson, who had 6 rebounds last game, in a game where there's going to be a ton of opportunity at 5.5 rebounds at plus 132.
So we're talking about Jaren Jackson Jr., Memphis, taking
JJ
on Brooklyn tonight. And how many assists did you say?
No,
Rebounds.
Oh, rebounds. What was the number? 4.5?
5.5 at plus 132.
Okay, there's a 4.5 at minus 25 and a 5.5 at plus 32. So what would you prefer? If you can get the 4.5 minus 125, would you take it or stick with the 5.5 at plus money?
Minus 125 to me on a prop is not too bad. I'd definitely probably take that. Your probability goes up that it hits. If you want to try to game for, it all depends on how much you want to win here. I mean, $100 gets you 75 if you're taking the minus 125. I think he's going to get 6 at least, maybe even 7. So there's a $50 swing there. So
I think I'm just going to put a half unit on both then. We'll put a half unit on over 4.5 rebounds, Jaren Jackson Jr. from Memphis. And then we'll put a half a unit on over 5.5 rebounds. The 4.5 is at DraftKings. The 5.5 plus 132 is at FanDuel. Wow, we're firing away already. I love these shows when we just fire away. A lot of fun. Spread, talk to me, buddy. What are you seeing? Anything you're thinking about pulling the trigger or anything you're targeting right now?
I mean, the Celtics are down to 2.5 here. This is down to -2 as we continue to talk. That's the major game I'm monitoring right now.
What are you looking for to back what?
I want the Celtics. Oh, wow. Celtics down to -121 on the money line. Now we're getting into striking range. I don't know. What score do you have on the app? Okay, yeah, I just went back to -2 because I got 37-31 on my screen.
All right, I'm just getting this Jaren Jackson bet in. You want me to throw it in Discord, Fox?
It's already
in
Discord play or a show play?
Well, he already gave it out in the Discord, didn't you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was already out. Okay, very good. So that's what we got right now. We got the Raptors plus 14.5, and we got Jaren Jackson Jr. over 5.5 rebounds. I'm sitting on a LaMelo Ball over 27.5 bet from Fox. So let's go check in and see what's going on in that game. I think it's the only game that I don't have up right now. So let me go find it and see where we are. LaMelo still scoreless. 3 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been getting up and down the floor.
That's not that. I'm going versus the guy that pretty much most of the people in the chat have never heard of. Is Jonathan Mugbo. He's got 7 in the first half. So it's got a 13.5 number. I don't love that. I like 12.5. If he ends the thing, it's 7, and we can get a 12.5 or 11.5. I'll definitely jump on that.
Do they even offer brawny props? Andrew G, I don't know if you
I think tonight you could bet over 0.5 on points, rebounds, and assists.
That might not be a bad bet right now, down 20.
That was a pregame bet that I saw that they offered.
Well, I know they had a brownie special. I didn't even look to see if it was available.
Well, let's go shop at Spread. We'll go see what we can get on a brawny. So over a half PRA is what you were looking
Well,
at.
they gave you 1 for points, 1 for rebounds, 1 for assists, and you could do a half. It was 0.5 on each of them. So
yeah, if I found somewhere that gave me a half a point on points and rebounds, I would take it. I mean, especially if right now the Lakers got to show a pulse. They've got.
I don't see that. Well, DraftKings is not offering it, and there's like 5 other books I can go look at, which I'm going to do.
Well, I'm sure it was a pre-flop bet. So
yeah, they don't want to make it live, do they? Even rebounds and assists. Yeah, he's not being offered. What up, Marty Riggs? Good to see Riggs in the chat this evening. Marty, just so you know, the MMA pod 30 minutes after the conclusion of the NBA live show tonight. So I don't want to see any complaining in the chat. MMA pod 30 minutes after the conclusion of this show. So if you're watching toward the end, you can go look at that, and then you can figure out, do the math, and you can get the 30 minutes after that. Player points. Yeah, it was all pre-flop. We're not going to see Bronny anywhere. That's just not going to happen. Nope. We do have a couple games that just started, gentlemen, including the Knicks and the Heat. Very early on, 4 minutes into this game. It is 12-8, Knicks on top. Miles Bridges has a tray. Bam has 2 points, a rebound, and 2 assists. Spread.
What's switch my TVs? I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the Knicks on one of these TVs.
Foxy, what's your thoughts on the Knicks tonight? None.
I really don't. I'm interested to see how this game plays out. I kind of think Miami wins this game, but I'm interested. Knicks have more firepower, but I kind of thought the Heat would give them a pretty good game. So I've just got the couple bets that I made with Josh Hart that we've already talked about. I did tail somebody on the cat bet, but yeah.
You know, and I would say even to the people that are watching this show, make sure that your notifications are on, because again, you might just be sitting there, you might miss a bet. We don't want you to miss a bet. So turn on your live betting notifications in game, real time, so that if you do step away or you're just sitting there and you're in la la land, maybe you're tanked or something, at least it'll go to your phone and you'll see exactly what that is. Yeah, I know Bales and Spears a little bit, McClanahan. I don't know. You're selling a different product in our chat though, so I can't go into it too much. Celtics total up to 244, Foxy. Woo! They keep this up, 44-42, 8 minutes left, first half.
I mean, so for a 50-point game, you need to be at 12 points at the 9-minute mark. They're at the 8-minute, not even at the 8-minute mark, and they're at 20. So you generally go 4.5 points per minute. So, I mean, they had a 66-point first half. They're going to probably have a 60 plus there. 244. They're probably going to end the half at probably about 132, 134. The way, if they continue this pace, most likely it's probably going to be 130. So you're talking about a 114-point second half, which is generally a really, really high second half. So that's the way I would look at this game. If you were thinking of going over, you're going to need at least to be above 230 for that bet to make any sense.
Okay. What do you got here, Spread? You're back. You're eating your shirt. Good to see you.
Yep. All right. Yeah, I just got the Knicks and the Grizzlies on a couple of my screens now. I see the Knicks are up 15-13. Like I said, the key, I think, in this game is the advantage at the guard with the guard play for the Knicks. So I want to see how big a night Brunson can have. And looks like a little bit of goaltending there on Bam Adebayo. And Knicks move up to 17-13 lead.
All right, so Fox gave out 27.5 points to the over on LaMelo less than 10 minutes ago. LaMelo had nothing. LaMelo now has 12 points as he heads to the bench with 6 minutes left in the first half, Fox. That happened fast. That's the other thing about the NBA too, right? It's like you look like you're dead. You don't panic because in the NBA, guys can just light it up in a 3-minute stretch.
Well, it's the power of the three. He shot 6 threes in that time frame, and he's actually shooting very well from 3. So, I mean, he's hit 3 of them already. His prop was 3.5 pre-flop. So, yeah, that's another thing where if a guy starts off rough, and you want to look and you're like, I don't want to get on 20 points. Look at his threes, especially almost all these guys who are heavy volume scorers are going to need some threes to be able to hit. You look at Ant last night, he had 6 in the first half. Clearly goes over his number without any issue. So on a team there, the only question is you need Toronto to show a pulse, because if they're down 20, he's not going to come in here.
Oh, well, we got a little boost there as they just went on a 10-0 run. Was looking pretty bad now, but now they're only down by 13. So feeling good about my live bet. Mistimed the entry point. Probably could have got 18 or 19 if I would have timed it a little better. But still happy with where we're at there. Boston and Indiana, that under's not going to hit at all. So, sometimes we talk about doubling back down. I'm not going to. These guys are up and down the floor. And, I think if anything, I'm going to – wow, we got a nice little highlight dunk there. Anything, I'm going to look to try and get Boston live, but might have missed that too, as it's only a 3-point game right now.
So 54-41, Hornets over the Raptors. Again, LaMelo's on the bench with 12. Grady Dick is up to 12 points. Wow, he's having a big first half. RJ Barrett, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Guys, I know we've talked about the next 2 games, but they're just starting up, so people are coming in and out all show long. Spread, I'll get the first game from you. Brooklyn, Memphis. A, anything here? B, anything to target? C, what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I think when Sean was breaking down this game earlier, I think what he mentioned one of the big keys that I'm looking at as well. And
I'm going to stop just 1 second, Spread, because Jonathan Mugbo just got on FanDuel, so I'm going to give Jonathan Mugbo over 11.5.
Okay, so Jonathan Mugbo with the Raptors, and that's on FanDuel. You have him?
Yep.
All right, give me the bet again. Jonathan Mugbo, Raptors, FanDuel, and you're betting
over
11.5
points.
Over 11.5 points for Mugbo.
Correct, which is a 5 points. That's what I'm telling you he's going to get. Yep.
Okay, so Mugbo. Let me see. He must be down at the bottom of the player props. There he is, 11.5 minus 14.
Yep.
That's what I'm seeing. All right, let me throw the play out. Live bet is in. Jonathan Mugbo. Over 11.5 points, minus 114 on FanDuel. He is a Toronto Raptors forward, just in case you are interested. Spread, get back to the game breakdown, my friend.
Yeah, Sean brought up the key factor in handicapping this game, and that's the potential fatigue that the Nets are carrying coming into this game, playing against the rested Grizzlies team. Also a Grizzlies team looking for some get back. You talked about how quickly things can change in the NBA. Holden, and I checked the scores before making a quick little 25-minute car ride on Monday night, and I said, oh, man, I should have bet the Grizzlies at that discount after Ja was ruled out. The line dropped. I knew I should have bet it, and then, next thing you know, the Bulls are winning that game as they had a huge third quarter. So Memphis coming off a loss, you got to think they're going to be motivated, and they also, the coach is going to have something to let them know, hey, guys, don't let up if we do get ahead. Which is key if you're going to try and cover a 12.5-point spread here. So, Sean's talked before on the show last week about how good we think this Memphis team is. And one thing that we know about this Memphis team is they do a great job of developing the players, which means they should be able to win the bench minutes here tonight. And another big key when it comes to covering a double-digit spread, you got to win those bench minutes. So if I were to get involved, I'm looking at the Grizzlies in this game. Maybe the Nets get off to a fast start and we can live bet them at a little bit of a discount.
Okay, very good. Fox, I'll get the next preview from you for the game that's about to start. I know you've talked about it, but Orlando, Chicago tonight. Chicago +6, 228.5 is the total. Thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I got the over. I got the over 227 before the 2-point live movement. I think Vucevic goes over his points. I think Levine goes over his points. I think Paolo's rebounds is probably going to hit. It's over at 7.5. He's coming off a monster game. I think he's going to kind of take it easy on the scoring board today. Don't expect a 41-point game tonight. But I think there's plenty in it for both sides. I think both sides kind of go back and forth. I got nothing on the side. 5.5 is the most common win total essentially in the NBA. So at 5.5, the game is right there. You're going to have to give me a better number than that. I'd actually be kind of leaning towards the Bulls. So the Bulls at home, Magic coming off a road. Franz, that we talked about, was sick already last week, so he may not have his full energy back. I like this Bulls team. I think there's a lot of nice pieces to this team. So,
where are you on the Bulls spread?
I like the Bulls in this game. I mean, the Magic are such a better team here, but Chicago's one of those teams that's always been sneaky at home. They do have a rabid fan base, and this team can score. So, I like the offensive firepower. Couldn't be two more opposite teams. Magic, arguably one of the best defenses in the NBA. Definitely a top 10 defense already. And that's the identity around their team. You look at the Bulls, they only have one player in their starting lineup that I consider to be an above average defender. So when they're going to get the win, they're going to do that by outscoring you. Now in the regular season, that's of course a strategy that you can take because, the defense and they don't necessarily scheme as hard. So I like the Bulls plus 5.5 there. And we'll see how that one turns out. Sean, I got a question for you right now. And this is kind of speculation here, but as I'm looking right now, I see the Cavs up by 21. Now, this is JJ Redick's first season as a coach. We don't really know yet. At what point do you think he waves the white flag if this continues?
Is this a back-to-back? Do the Lakers play again tomorrow?
They do not play tomorrow. Their next game, I believe, is Friday night.
Yeah,
I'll double check that. I know they don't play tomorrow because I went over tomorrow's card. Tomorrow's a 4-game slate.
So they play the Raptors on Friday.
Yeah.
And significant rest. I don't know if he waves the white flag. I don't really think he does. I mean, you've got a lot of younger pieces that are going to play. And as you said, as he's a new coach, he's going to want to continue to try to develop, run a play or run a scheme or something. Yep.
All right.
Okay, guys. Like button would be great. Make sure you sign up for the site. It was 11.5, not 14.5.
Yeah, mine was 11.5, not 14.5.
This is why I don't post in Discord. Okay. This is why I don't post in Discord. I don't know how the hell to type.
I posted. You can just go in the NBA bets.
You'll post it?
I already posted. I if you want me to post in the live, I can post.
Yeah, put it in the live chat from now on. That's so everybody can see it.
Yeah, it's just.
But that was a pregame play, wasn't it? Didn't you put that in this afternoon?
Mugbo, no, and I did not.
Yeah, any bet that you have, Sean, put it in the in-game plays. If we're betting it live, put it in the in-game plays.
Okay.
Really even pre-flop because we get a lot of bets in there. Actually, just do the live bets. If you guys have live bets tonight, throw it in the NTH in-game plays, and then you could just take it there. That'll be easy. Thank you very much, Card Addict. I appreciate that.
Trevor's saying he can't find it, but he's on the wrong team.
What?
Oh, MGM, FanDuel.
He can't find the Mogbo?
Yeah, he's looking. He's got it. He's on the right team.
He's on Toronto, though.
Yeah, he's on the right team. He just didn't see it. It's fine.
All right. We're just cleaning it up. Yellow Hammer took the Lakers plus 17. All right. Now, spread, his one live bet tonight, Raptors plus 14.5. Right now, Raptors plus 9.5. So you're doing good, spread. It swung right back into your favor. Wait a couple of minutes and that'll happen.
Definitely. One thing I'm looking at right now, Sean, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this before I hit submit. I got the Celtics at plus 150 at Bet Online. What do you think?
Yeah, so the Pacers have definitely been waiting for them. I mean, they're up 11. It's shocking that you're up 11 and it's 2.5 live, and it's 1 plus 142.
Mm-hmm. But the Celtics arguably the best team in the league, and
yep. It's like the old Golden State Warriors bet you used to make 3 or 4 years ago, where basically they lost the first half every game, then you just took them because they come back and win. Celtics have that kind of firepower without any question. Yep.
Fox, I missed your Grady Dick bet. You had over what, 15.5?
14.5.
Oh, you already cashed that. He's at 17 with 51 seconds left in the first half. So put it on the board, buddy. Nice.
Yeah, it's live at 22, but that's
nice bet. We're still hopefully LaMelo can put up a couple more points here. He's going to be at 12 at halftime if he doesn't. And again, we got that number at 26.5. And
Well, then
then
we're on this show, and I'm going for it, and I'll put it in the Discord right now. Celtics live plus 150.
It's very interesting that the guy who's killing the Lakers is Jared Allen. Jared Allen has 18 and 12 in the first half.
too late to get in on him, right?
Oh, there's nothing you can get on. You'd have to get him on like a 30.
Yeah, way too late to get on. Yeah, I mean, you could ladder him, but that's not something you do as much in NBA, is it? And we do it all the time in NFL.
Ladders work in NBA.
Yeah.
Ladders work in NBA, but generally they work better if you're doing pre-flop.
So ladders on the pre-flop in the NBA, you don't want to do it live as much. Okay. Yeah, we bet quite a few ladders in the NFL in game, but that'll be good to take to the bank. And just remember, if you're going to bet ladders, you're probably going to want to do it in the pregame. Good. Right.
The reason I say that is really strictly there because guys so often first half and second halves are so different. So you can hit some ladders live, but there's plenty of times where I've seen a guy get 11 points and we have it 12 and a half. And he just never gets it in the second half for whatever reason. He's just not involved. He doesn't shoot well. You take a look at Ant. Ant had 6 threes yesterday. They were giving you lives of 7.5. He's surely going to hit 2 threes in the second half. Never happened. You had Zion last night, 7 rebounds in the first half. I gave it over 9.5. It's like he's surely going to have some energy here to at least to get 3 more rebounds versus a team that's hopefully didn't know they were going to go for 78 for the second half, but got 1 rebound the rest of the game. The NBA is a very fickle mistress.
Very fickle. I mean, the runs too.
I go pre-flop. Like if the books gave me a Jonathan Mugbo, which by the way, offshore his pre-flop was 7 points because he's been getting 6. He's got 1 game of 12. I knew when he started he was going to be a chance to be able to see the ball and get some shots in, especially for Charlotte. I would have probably laddered to 10. So you want to take a look at Wendell Carter. Wendell Carter's at, or like Paolo McCallum was at 7.5 rebounds. Laddering to 10 is probably not a bad idea. I think he gets about 8, but he's definitely got a shot to get 10 rebounds in the game. So.
Cleveland is spanking the Lakers at halftime, 67-48, as Sean was mentioning, 18 and 12 for Jared Allen at halftime. Don Mitchell, I'm serious when he had 15 quick points. He's sitting at 17 and 5 assists at the half. LeBron, 12, 1 and 2, and then AD, 12.6 rebounds, 1 assist. So Ditka needs 1 more from Trey. Poole has 3 threes. Thank you for the updates there. If you got any questions about a bet that you're thinking of, by all means, throw it in the chat. That'll be great. And like I always say, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House. It's growing. And that's what we really wanted to do. Every day, spread. Every day, Monday through Friday, not the weekends. Tell them about the show that you do with the NBA, just so they know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's the NBA rundown. Tyler and I go through every single game. A lot of times it's just our leans or where we're looking at the game. And I'll talk about, what I have projected and why maybe I might not trust my projections because don't bet the projections blindly, just kind of use them as a roadmap. But a lot of times, we talk about strength of schedule. We talk about certain things that, hey, we could be getting some unfair projections here. So we look into that and we do some matchups. Tyler, of course, goes from the player props and I stick to my sides and totals. It's a fun show. We get through the card pretty quickly, and you should put it in your day. Especially we go a little later, so you're getting closer to the closing lines there. Sometimes people, we used to do it real early in the morning. People go to watch it at lunchtime, and a lot of those lines are gone. So having it closer to tip off, I feel you get a better chance to be able to tail the plays that we're on.
They get a chance to who's actually going to play too.
Yeah.
Melvin's been watching you guys for 4 years. Loves you guys.
Thank you. Yeah,
Andrew thinks the Cavs are going to put 150 on Bron and Bronny tonight.
Well, yeah, I'm really curious to see how this goes. And this is the first big test for JJ Redick here coming in to the locker room down 19. Let's see what he can do to make some adjustments here, or if this is just too much for Cleveland. And you have to know the Cavaliers are fired up for this game, even though it's just normally the non-conference games are hit or miss. However, with LeBron's return and the way that the fans are feeling tonight, you got to feel like it's an electric atmosphere. Maybe that makes Redick and the Lakers' job a little tougher.
All right. We're at halftime in a few of these games. Sean, are you digging in here at halftime looking for some angles?
I am looking at a couple things. One thing I said, it's very interesting. So when you bet a team and you're expecting that next team to come back, take a second and look at the team stats. That's the most important thing, I think, when I decide if I'm going with a bet. So we're talking about the Cavs game. So the one thing I'm like, obviously I'm not watching. I'm actually watching the Wizards game, believe it or not. I'm looking at where's the anomaly. Is the Cavs up 19 just playing good offense? Cavs are shooting 42% from three, 9-21, and the Lakers are basically shooting 18%. So when you kind of look and say, okay, they're usually 60% from the field, they're probably not going to shoot
1% from the field, Sean. Pretty good from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah. So, but the odds of them doing that the second half are probably slim and none. So right. The Lakers at plus 17, or I think that's what Yellow was saying. It's not a bad bet.
Card Addicts on the under 239.5, Raptors Hornets, and you can cash Koulibaly. So he had 11 quick points tonight and then just ran right through it. Where are we on our live bets right now?
Koulibaly looks so much better than what he did last year. He's definitely been in the weight room. Last year he looks like if you really want to know what he looks like Ricochet, that he doesn't have any weight. Now he's got a little bit more size and some strength to his game. He's going to the hole more. He's definitely turning out to be a solid pick for them.
Let's see. Your spread has the Raptors plus 14.5 live. That live line is plus 5.5 now. So spread making a good look there. We'll see how that goes. Who did you take on the money line? The Lakers?
Boston Celtics money line at plus 150. They're down by 10 right now. But the main reason I like that bet is the Celtics can put the clamps on teams. So that's really the key to making a run. You can't make a run without getting stops. And just because of the strength of the Celtics defense, I still like the bet where we're at, even down 10. And on my TV now, someone's going to the line, which isn't good. But I want to see if the Celtics can get a nice little defensive spurt here, get some stops here and take advantage of it. So betting on the best team in the league to make a 10-point comeback, it's not the worst spot to be in.
World Series is underway. Game number 5 with the Yankees, another loss, and they are eliminated. And Shohei Ohtani just isn't right. His shoulder's ball. He's getting under everything right now. So the Dodgers got to be careful, man. They cannot lose this game tonight. Go back to Los Angeles with the way Ohtani is hurting right now. So keep that in mind. Fox, I'll let you dig into these numbers here. We've got games that are coming out of halftime. We got games that are in halftime. How about Trae Young tonight? Spread 19 points through the first half. He's got about a minute and a half left in that first half. Trae Young putting up some points this evening. No surprise, right?
I mean, not surprised. Wizards and Hawks, two top 5 pace. And we talked earlier about Jordan Poole. I mean, that's got to be just Trae Young's feasting on that potential matchup defensively. So the Wizards, one thing they can do, they can score. They can play an exciting game. They can't get stops. Not surprising Trae is feasting.
All right, want to remind hold on a second. Clunan has a question. Koulibaly live is 21.5. He's at 15, yay or nay?
You've been watching it, Sean. I have it on the corner, but I've been watching.
If it's 21.5, I would take that. Like I said, I've got the 19.5 as well. He's just become such a focal point right now of the offense that he's going to get the volume to be able to do that. So, yeah, I could take that.
So, Bilal Koulibaly, you would tail that if you weren't already in it with him?
That is correct.
That would be the Wizards game.
That'd be the Wizards game. We need one more 3 from Trae Young to cash my over 2.5. 3
I don't know if you saw the one. I just saw on my TV hit one that put him at 63.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm searching around trying to get a Koulibaly, better Koulibaly number. They just locked everything up player prop wise, and he's at 20.5 grayed out on ESPN. He is grayed out on FanDuel, and I'll just keep looking around for Koulibaly since Fox gave it the old thumbs up. If you want to get the 21.5 again, he's got him at 19.5. Fox does, but if you want to get in on this and he gave the green light, I'm going to go in on it, and we'll see if we can just find a good number here as we're heading into halftime. Koulibaly, 22 points is minus 110. So DraftKings, 21.5 is even money on DraftKings for Bilal Koulibaly, if you wanted to bet that. I'm still waiting for FanDuel to open up. And I'm going to wait for ESPN to open up too, because they were down at 21. Guys, make sure if you get a chance that it's a real delicate balance. And the more you watch this show, the better you're going to get at it. But you got to have all your books up. You got to have all your books up, and you got to try and get a best number, because 1 point could be the difference between a win and a loss in the NBA and really any sport, right? But yeah, make sure you got your books ready to go. And if these guys say, hey, I got this here, hop on it then. And right now I'm just searching for points. That's all I'm trying to get.
Got there, and I put out this for a public service announcement. If anyone can help me with this, that'd be great. On my laptop, I can't get FanDuel or DraftKings because I can't get their stupid geolocation software to work. I'm not a computer illiterate. I have a CIS degree, but it still doesn't actually allow me.
You can't bet off your phone?
I do everything off my phone.
I had that same issue with Underdog doing best ball drafts all summer.
Yeah, we're not allowed to bet on our laptops here in Colorado.
Really?
Yeah, the only way we can bet is on our phones, which I'm fine with.
That's weird.
Yeah,
I mean, I just
I bet on my phone, but if you were talking about having all your apps up, it's a lot better if I could have all my windows up.
Yeah, sure.
That would be a little better. Jalen Johnson almost has a double-double. If you haven't watched, if you missed the Josh Hart has 5 rebounds in the first quarter. So we need 5 more for plus money. Towns hasn't been a bad bet. If you followed that, I know someone put that in our Discord. He's got 14 and 4 in the second quarter. So once again, the size issues that are with Miami are coming around. We cashed the over 2.5 threes and the other over 2.5 threes. And I brought my own music. Yep, ring the bell. That was a good win.
I liked it. What'd you think, Golden? I gotta change. I need the Bulls on my TV.
I mean, does the chat like that? If the chat likes it, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. Okay. Yeah. If the chat likes it, we'll keep it. If the chat does not like it, then this is what we're gonna say to you. Okay, buddy?
Chat's kind of quiet, so we'll see. So one thing that has noticed, we talked about 130 points.
You are Kamala, and you're fired if they don't like it.
What's up, Gerard? See, there, Gerard is aware of this. Gerard will say he likes this.
How'd you put that in our chat? Where is that?
It's not. I have a stream deck.
Oh my God. All right, guys, let's do this right now. Do we keep that song or do we get rid of it? Does it fly or does it die? Serious. Do we do the ring the bell? Let the people do it.
People, make sure you favor it. Come on, where's my D? Where's Gerardo? Yep.
Oh my God. Guess what? What up, Gerardo? First of all, he goes, I just took Aaron Judge to hit a home run at 2-1. And nice. Yeah. And then he said, LOL, cash it. Yankees first 5 minus a half. Now I'm way behind there. So my question is, did they get a home run pretty quickly because I'm not seeing it. I don't have my antenna hooked up tonight because I knew that no one was going to ruin it for me. So I don't know what you're cashing there. I just see scoreless in the first inning. So Gerardo, let me know. Card Addict likes it, but he wants you to shorten it, be square, ring that bell.
Yeah.
That's about it. So that wasn't it, Fox. I think it was just too loud from Maddie. All right, so here's the deal. You could keep it, but you have to make know the bell sound. You got to make it not as loud, and you can't play it twice in a row. Like just a couple of times a night. You have already used up one. You get one more. You get one more ring that bell tonight. 2 is the max, pal.
I have more cowbell.
Oh, if you got cowbell, I gotta have more cowbell. I love cowbell, man. Greatest skit in the history of Saturday Night Live. I gotta have
like
more.
That one. I like the driving cat.
Toots is the driving cat?
Yeah.
Look, you're a cat guy. All right. No more copyright violations.
It's not a copyright violation.
I almost got us in one last night. So
I know.
I've had
that for years. As long as it's under like 15 seconds,
Yeah, we didn't get an email today. At least Keg didn't tell me. But then again, Keg doesn't tell me if we get emails or not because he didn't check his email very often. Okay, you are watching NBA Live Line. Normally it's NBA NHL, but our guy Zargo, who swept the board 3-0 last week in the NHL, he is out tonight. He will be there spread when you and me do a show at Zargo tomorrow, Thursday Night Thoughts at 4 o'clock Eastern time. So we're going to do Thursday Night Thoughts tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern time. We'll break down Thursday Night Football, and it is 2-0 Yankees. And guess freaking what? Nice job, Gerardo. First inning, dude. This is the real music. Put it on the board, Gerardo. Making a little money. I need this series to go 7, by the way. Really bad. I need this series to go 7. And Aaron Judge, who has been completely invisible this whole series. Oh, my God. Imagine this. Ohtani can't hit. Aaron Judge just goes deep. This can get really interesting, guys. Really, really, really interesting. Like button to be wonderful. Sign up to Nuke the House. $59.99 a month. We're going to win you that money back as long as you do what we tell you to do. Sign up. Turn on your notifications in your phone. Go to Discord. Put your notifications on at in-game plays. Real-time, in-game betting live betting notifications right to your phone so you won't miss one. Yeah, Gerardo, you come in here saying you bet Judge home run, and then 2 seconds later, he hits a home run. So come on, dude. And Jazz, too. Jazzwald. Woo! The Yankees are popping tonight. Wow.
I'm trying
to let him get that one win, guys.
I'm trying to see who in the Discord was on Ben. Was that Zargo that was on Ben Simmons that I said I kind of like him?
Yeah.
Oh, back to the NBA. Yeah.
Well, it is an NBA show.
He already made a layup, which is I was watching the other night, and my girl's like, "Why are you laughing so hard?" I go, "Ben Simmons just keeps passing up layups. I've never seen an NBA player so afraid to shoot the easiest shot."
Okay, those of you that wanted to bet Koulibaly and couldn't get in at 21.5, they're back in play, and they just opened the line, and Koulibaly's at 20.5 at -20 on DraftKings. So I'm going to sit on this in a minute because I've been trying to get in on the Koulibaly. I don't think Bet Rivers is offering him right now.
It was 4.
Actually, to score 20 is -35, but I'm not paying that juice.
No,
not going to happen.
We'll just had it at +104.
The 20.5
for 20.
I didn't see that.
And then it dropped down to 19.5 -140.
What book?
FanDuel.
Well, FanDuel you can bet alts too, so it's 20 plus points. But FanDuel is -40, so that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oftentimes when you're climbing ladders on, or you're just looking for a number on FanDuel, if a guy's number is 20.5, sometimes they'll put, if the guy's number is 19.5, sometimes they'll put 20 plus points at -40, and they'll put 19.5 at -125. So, just don't mess with that. Gerardo, no, we don't want the Dodgers in 6. We need the Dodgers or the Yankees in 7. I need 7 games. I'm not ready for the baseball season to be over yet. Simple as that, pal. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on the 20.5 at -20 on Koulibaly. Some bets that we've already made here tonight. Spread on the Raptors plus 14.5. That's looking good live. Celtics plus 150. And then Fox just has a ton of plays. He has so many plays, I can't even remember what he bet. So just go for it.
We have ADE over 3.5. We have Mugba over 11.5. We have Wendell Carter over 8.5 rebounds. We have Ja over 20 points. Yep.
Okay. We got a lot, is what you're saying. We got a lot.
That's actually not a lot. That's a really.
Well, I mean, we're in the first half of a lot of games.
Yes.
Very early in the night, my friend. We still need to get AD some assists, though. He's sitting on 1 right now.
Yeah. The Lakers need to make a basket. That's kind of
that would help.
Trying to get an assist.
67-57 halftime. Pacers.
I got my eyes on that one. You got to give credit to the Cleveland defense. They're really sticking to their man, and they're not getting a lot of. They're not getting beat off the dribble a lot. So it's been tough for the Lakers here. As it looks like another 3 now. Cavaliers at 24. We're going to get the answer to that question, Sean, about if this keeps up. At what point does he just let these guys rest for the rest of the road trip here? But
maybe at least the fourth quarter.
At least that. But some coaches do 8 minutes, some coaches do 6 minutes, some coaches bring it all the way to 2-3 minutes. We just don't know what type of coach Redick is yet. Some guys I'm surprised that they wave the white flag, metaphorically rather early. Some guys really let it go to the bitter end. So we got to figure out what Redick is here, and maybe we might find that out tonight.
For those of you that were waiting, hold on 1 second, Fox. For those of you waiting to get in on Koulibaly, over 20.5 is even money. Over 20.5 is even money on FanDuel. I'm going to hit it just to get in with the guys, but 20.5 even money. Fox is on 19.5 pre-flop. Yeah, Sean.
Is this Toronto game? Toronto has shown a pulse, and this is turning into a nice game. Back and forth.
I think I might be doing the same thing here right now with the Bulls holding. Give me plus 15.5 with Chicago.
Bulls plus 15.5.
Oh, wait, it moved to 13.5. Don't put it out yet.
Don't put it out. Well, you got to put it in the chat. I'm not.
I'll put it in the chat, but I'm just saying, as I was trying to place the bet, it moved 2 points here right now.
All right, let me see if I can find a different number for you. Then there's a lot of
the issue, Jason, with that is they're up 14. And that it's the one thing. Do the Bulls come back and show a pulse? I like the Bulls pre-flop. Boy, the Magic have started off great.
Yeah. It's 11.5 now, what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I saw 11.5 on Bet Online. I'm still at 14 at Bookmaker.
Yeah. I mean, if it's 14, that's what you want. That's 2.5 points better on your side at Bookmaker. I don't have Bookmaker. Talk to me here for a second, Spread, because I haven't bet offshore in a long time. How easy is it to pull your money out?
As long as you have access to Bitcoin, it's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got to have Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you can get Bitcoin very easily. You can go on PayPal and get Bitcoin in like 10 seconds.
I know you can get Bitcoin, but I got Apple, and I'm doing fine there. 2008. It's when my dad got me into it, and I'm living off it right now. Boncaro already has 9 back-to-back 50-point games, question mark, for Paolo. Yay, nay, maybe.
It's possible. Again, it's going to be, do the Bulls get back in this?
Brooklyn and Memphis.
Show some fight here. I'm disappointed I didn't play that pregame play on Detroit. Fox, you see that one? They're up by 11 right now. Well, now make that 8 as I just see a 3.
Kind of going back and forth in that game, and there's still a lot of time left. There's still a lot of time.
I was hoping we can get like a +8 or a +10. It never got that high, and now that idea is long gone.
All right, for those of you waiting for the MMA pod, it will be on 30 minutes after the conclusion of this show, which is a time to be determined at this point, but we will have the MMA pod on. Tommy, I think Johnny's on that as well. So 30 minutes after the conclusion of this. All right, guys, I'm going to go get some water. I'll be right back downstairs. This is NBA Live Line. Usually we'll have some NHL. Zargo's out tonight, though. You're in great hands with Foxy and Spread. I'll be back.
Yeah, Mugbo's got 11 now.
He's already 11?
What?
He's already at 11, or the line is
11.
Good call there.
Yeah. We got
I'm not sure where I want to enter on this Bulls game.
Yeah, I mean, we need Ball to get going. Once he kind of went to that spread, he got 12 points and then just kind of died.
Yeah.
Trey Man's having a really nice game. The Heat and Knicks are tied, going back and forth. Hart's got 6 rebounds, though, in the second quarter. So we'll need 4 more rebounds to cash. Cat also has 6 rebounds. So Cat may be well on his way to his double-double because he's already got the points.
Cat looks pretty big out there. You see how small that Miami team is watching him out there.
Them and the Warriors, I can't understand how management hasn't sat there and said every time in the offseason, man, we're really small.
And the funny thing is, centers are the easiest thing to find on the open market. It seems like free agent centers happen more often than anything. So,
yeah, it's absolutely baffled me that they have not tried to add size to that team at all. It's also baffled me why this Wizards game still hasn't started.
What do you mean? Oh,
all the other games come out of halftime and started. They're still in halftime.
Yeah.
Snowing, boys.
8 games going right now, so I'm like, huh? What are you talking
Snowing in the foothills of Denver.
Is it?
It always snows on Halloween, and it didn't do it last year, but right now we got some snow outside. It's nice to see. I hate 100-degree weather. It is the worst.
What is Levert's number live?
Karis LeVert. Let's go look.
He's a guy that jump on live, especially coming out there because when they
what would you set his line at? What would you, before I tell you, what would you set his line at?
Well, right now he's sitting at 8 points. We're in the third quarter. Anything over 12.5, I would take.
Okay.
I don't even have anything on FanDuel. Let me see if there's anything.
Nothing on FanDuel. All right, let me go over to.
I will say I bash Hard Rock, and we all bash Hard Rock, but they do a much better job, especially 30 minutes before the game, that you get the first unit and the second unit lines. So for a guy to me who loves to bet second unit guys at like 5.5, 6.5, I actually love that.
I can't find anything right now on the guy. Nobody is offering him.
12.5 on MGM. I'm going to go ahead and take that.
You're going to take 12.5. All right. 12.5 to the over. Karis LeVert, Cleveland Cavaliers. Over 12.5. You can find that at, did you find that at FanDuel? Is that what you did?
MGM.
Oh, MGM, bet MGM. All right, let me see if I can find a different number here. He's got 12.5 minus 10 at ESPN as well. So if you want to go in on that, I will tail. 12.5 minus 15 now on ESPN bet. It's at BetMGM, and it might be widely available everywhere else as well. Welcome in, NBA Live Line. It's usually NBA NHL. No Zargo tonight, so we will have him next week. As Matt says, go check out the site, nukethehouse.com. We got our pricing there. He gave you the website. And you subscribe now, $59.99 a month. The other way you can do it is for a year, $599.99. We're just winning you money. I mean, that's all we're doing. That's all we're doing, guys, is winning you money here at Nuke the House. So I got Spread tonight. I got Foxy, and Spread's article is up too. All our articles are free. This week in sports betting, and you got a bet that you gave out in that one, Spread. You got a bet on the Colts and the Vikings game. And when I posted it in the chat, everybody said, I like that, Spread. I like that.
Yeah, good to see that people are there. You know, there's never anything wrong with taking some points in a primetime game.
Nope. Pacers 77, Celtics 63. Tatum with 15, Brown with 14. Boy, Brown had 8 right away, and now he's just sitting on 14. Pascal Siakam, monster night, 23 and 6. And then Benedict Mathurin, 13 and 4. Spread, what do you think of Mathurin going forward? Can this guy make a couple all-star teams?
Yeah, and that's going to be really contingent on the Pacers winning, because it feels like there's so many talented players in the league that put up big numbers, and a lot of times it defaults to whether or not you're on a winning franchise. I know there's a lot of people that complained that, the Fox never made it earlier, but it's like, well, you're always on a last place team, and winning's going to matter. So if Indiana can continue, they made the Eastern Conference Finals last year. If they can continue to be one of the top franchises in the East, they're going to have to give him his credit, and I think he can.
All right, very good. Trae Young has 24 as the Hawks.
Problem with him is consistency.
Hawks lead the Wizards 65-57. That game's at halftime. Detroit, we are 5 minutes into the third quarter, 66-54. Pistons on top of the 76ers. Maxey has 22 points tonight. Cade Cunningham, 22, 5 and 5. Jaden Ivey with 15. Hasn't done much else elsewhere. At about a minute before the break for halftime, 55-49, Heat over the Knicks. Hero has 20. Cat has 23 and 6. Those are the two big numbers there. And you guys remember what the pre-flop line was here on the Heat and the Knicks?
Knicks -1.
No, I'm the total, I should say.
214.
All right, it's up to 216, 215 and a half, depending on where you shop, so not too far off there. We've got a 78-77 lead for the Raptors over the Hornets with 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. Trey Mann's got 15. Grady Dick has 19. And Nick Richards putting up 15, 12, and 4 assists so far, guys. RJ Barrett on the bench, but he's got 14 points and 8 assists. Mogbo sitting there at 11. What do we get him at? 14 and a half?
11 and a half.
11 and a half. Beautiful. I don't remember. Oh, you know what? You have the Raptors at 14 and a half spread.
Right. That's where you're getting those mixed up.
We need Mogbo to score one more point. And our
Grady Dick's got 21 now.
Woo! Grizzlies and Nets.
Kansas legend looking good here.
He's definitely not a legend. He's just a guy that went there for a year.
The other sneaky play, if you haven't been watching, this is Jakob Poeltl's third double-double, and you can still get plus money on him pre-flop for double-doubles. He's actually a very underrated center.
Are you betting it?
Pre-flop?
Yeah.
I looked at it. I didn't take it, but he's hit it 3 times in a row. I took his rebound.
You'll look live? Oh, you took his rebounds, not his double-double.
Yeah, he's 12 and 13 right now. So, I mean, it's got to be, 16 and a half?
Yeah. So, Matt's in the house talking about 9 cappers, another 4 who gives picks. So, we got 13 people that give picks. I gave my one pick. I won it in the NFL preseason, so I refuse to give a bet again. But it's probably better off that I don't, because you might actually tail it. Anyways, pick your favorite capper or cappers. I would not tail 13 cappers. All our guys are great. I would not tail 13 cappers. First of all, you don't have time. B, you're going to misplace. Pick a capper or 2. Like for me, Keg. Boom. I'm tailing all of his plays. He puts out there everything but NASCAR because I don't watch the NASCAR races live. So our real-time in-game betting notifications that go to your phone, they are great for every single sport except NASCAR. NASCAR is their most profitable sport, that and NFL, but you really have to sit down and watch the NASCAR races to get that live because it changes like this. Like if you think the lines in the NBA change, NASCAR goes boom, flat out. So that's the one. But any other sport, NBA, NFL, NHL, UFC, we got everything. Everything. I think Coop throws out some golf plays during the season live as well. So college basketball, just sign up, $59.99. Get the bets right to your phone. All you got to do is go through Discord, turn on your notifications, $59.99 a month. If you're scared, you can sign up for a week, $19.99, see how you do. But you got to be, I think you got to do it for more than a week. But again, don't tail 13 cappers. Don't tail 19 cappers. Pick 2 or 3 of your favorites and go with it. Simple as that. If a guy that is great at NBA and you're a big NBA bettor, go find the NBA bettors. Tail a couple of those guys. You love the NFL? We got a bunch of good NFL cappers. Tail a couple of those guys. Same thing with college football. College football team is up big money too during the 2024 season. Here's what Card Addict says. He's a subscriber. He started right at the start of the season. Find your capper and collect. It's easy. That's it. Cash Levert. LOL. You want to play your stupid song? Yeah, you get to play your stupid song since I've placed a bet that just cashed.
Oh, I have 13 of these.
Oh, that one's horrible.
Holden, I'm jumping in right now. Chicago Bulls. Oh man, this line keeps moving. Let me get it stabilized here. But I'm about to hit the Bulls if you want to cue it up.
Why?
Did I not?
Why are you hitting the Bulls? Talk to me here. What's the process?
We've seen Orlando blow leads before. So maybe getting a little complacent. If they were in Orlando, I would just leave this one alone. But at home, I don't think Chicago's going to roll over and play dead. Chicago can't necessarily always get stops, but they can play some offense. So we see any little lull in this Orlando shooting, and Chicago should be able to make a run.
I don't know what ESPN was just telling me, but it was.
There we go. I just hit it right now at plus 16. I'm going to put it in the chat. If it goes through, it did.
Bulls plus 16 at Bookmaker.
Yep.
Is that what you got? I'm seeing 13.5 at ESPN. Let's see if I can find anybody a better number than that. You got a great number, by the way. Just a great number. 13.5 at FanDuel. Boy, you got a Bookmaker for this one. That's a hell of a line you got spread. 12.5. Was there a whole bunch of points that just went down?
Well, I did kind of break Sean's rule, and I am betting it in game, but I just kind of had it queued up,
I mean, you got a better number.
Yeah.
So good job. Good job out of you, pal. Here's the live lines.
I can say I don't break that rule either, but I try not to.
No, I understand your point, especially when we're giving them out, but Yeah.
By the way, Game 5 World Series blowout already, 4-0 Yankees, bottom of the second. Here's some live lines. Nets and Grizzlies. Nets up 2 first quarter at the end of it. Plus 8.5 for the Nets. 229.5 is the total. Magic and Bulls with Orlando up by 18. That live line is now minus 14.5 for the Bulls. 228.5 is the total. Knicks and Heat, 58-52 Heat. They're at halftime, 214.5 total. 3.5 is the spread with the Knicks getting 3.5 on the road. Again, these are all the DraftKings lines, so you can shop around. If you're interested, stop me, guys, if anything catches your eye, too, or anything that I'm saying with a line that you think might be on or off. Pacers blowing out Celtics by 21 halfway through the third quarter, plus 11.5 for the C's. 245.5 is the total. Sixers trailing the Pistons in Philly, 73-58. Pistons minus 10.5. 203.5 is the total, guys. 203. Do they get to 203? Do they get to 204 in this game, given how bad they've been? 203.5 is the Sixers Pistons total. 4 minutes left in the
Probably. I mean, it's not like you look at this Pistons team and say this is just an elite defense, but boy, you really got to wonder what's going on there in Philly and how long they can just rely on one or two shot makers. And this whole controversy around Embiid, did you see that they got fined $100,000 today? Nurse is refusing to answer questions. I saw one of the beat reporters kind of peppering him, and he just dove all around ways to try and get around it. I'm really curious to see what's going on there. And the thing is, if it works, like let's just say Embiid sits out till Christmas and the Sixers win the title, is everybody going to copy that?
Yes.
We're going to start seeing that going forward. I mean,
I don't blame them. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't start playing them till Christmas. And then I'd play him once a week. And then I'd ramp him up the last week of the regular season. And he'd be healthy heading into the playoffs.
You know the other rumor on that too, don't you?
No.
The other rumor is that he has. So the reason the Philly reporters are after him is there's rumors he has a degenerative knee issue.
Like Kawhi?
Yeah, that they're not really letting, which is the real reason he's not playing.
I don't know why you're not talking about it. I mean, you can get out of $100,000 fine saying he has a knee condition. That's about it. Jabroni Clyde has a bet he wants to ask you about. Do y'all hate Hawks Clippers money line parlay?
No, I'm on the Hawks -4.5, so I'm definitely not.
I'm on the Clippers -8. So
all right, there you go, Jabroni Clyde. We got a guy on the Hawks and a guy on the Clippers. So there you go. Oh boy. See, Matt has all the numbers. Keg is up 187 unit by himself this year. The team, if you are $100 better, and again, I don't think you should tail every single capper, but let's just say you did, $100 better's up 40K. Documented, $59.99 a month. I mean, come on, tell me who's going to beat that. These are the best live bettors in the business, folks. It's not even close. And this is going to be big. Live betting is the next thing to come into play. I've always said this. I think things just morph and they grow. Like, a lot of us bettors, if you started betting in the last 10 years, you started out probably as a fantasy football player. And then you went from fantasy football to DFS. And then you went from DFS into betting. And maybe you got into some player props. And now I think live betting is just about ready to go bananas, which is why we're opening this thing up to everybody. So $59.99 a month. That's good. Spread, what are you watching? Keep us updated, buddy. What's going on?
I got 8 games on right now. I definitely am on overload here. The main one is I want to make sure we get this. I want to see the Bulls make a comeback. Our guy Y2J in the Discord is live at the game and told me I'm a sick man for taking the Bulls number live as these. He said the shots keep on clanking, but I told him to keep the faith, and he's going to be in for an exciting comeback, and he's going to have to make some noise here when the Bulls go on this run to really grab some momentum here for this team.
Levert's at 16 points now. We already cashed that one. Koulibaly's got 15. Jordan Poole's got 14. Trae Young, 24. David Roddy, I'm so happy to see him having success. Undersized guy, but he was terrific out here at Colorado State. Big fan of his. Big Roddy guy.
He a legend?
Big, tough dude. Huge fan.
We got a guy in one of my NBA chats on Twitter that we'll call any player that does anything noteworthy at a school a legend.
A legend. He's legendary.
All right,
that's great just for the Holden. It's like you throw a lemon in its mouth right when those music comes on.
The fuck are we doing, Fox?
What?
Don't play Def Leppard on this show. Never again.
What's wrong with Def Leppard?
Look, everybody, like, Jesus. You should not have any controls for the music. Okay? Stop it. Just keep winning bets.
Cash Bud Carrington, he gave us a little scare there, only having 4 at halftime, but now he's got 12.
Over 9.5 for Carrington. Good. How are we doing with LaMelo? That's one of the other bets.
LaMelo's been stuck on 12. I wonder if he's hurt.
You know, the one I'm not doing good on, Holden, is that Celtics money line. They've missed 12 of their last 15 threes, and Indiana's up by 22 right now. So, it'll be fun to see all of the New England media overreact off this loss.
Yeah, I was trying to switch to that game because he's not in foul trouble. He's not there. There's some talks about, you saw a healthy ball versus unhealthy ball, and I didn't know if that meant they pulled him out or what the deal. Well, he just scored. So
he just threw one up right now for me on my screen.
He's got 14.
He just scored. Yeah.
I mean,
he had 12 at the end of the halftime. So
he could put up a quick 13.
Oh, he can. He's going to shoot about 18 times.
He's got to get some screens to get Davion off him. That's been Mitchell's doing well there. Like that one. So I just saw the 3-pointer you guys saw. He flares out to the corner. Mitchell recovers too late on the help, but he's not going to be able to beat him one-on-one. They're going to have to be creative to get him his points.
Any reason to worry on Triple J? He's got no rebounds yet.
It's early.
Yeah, 1 minute into the second quarter. Very, very early. Okay, I was just asking the question.
I mean, one of the problems is there's no rebounds to get. They're giving up 34 points in the first quarter. This wasn't the Memphis team that we expected to see here. I was trying to get it live, but the books aren't biting. They still have Memphis at -6 and money line at -200. So, and Jackson just nailed a 3 on my screen. Obviously, I'm behind since I'm streaming on YouTube, but yeah, we got this Memphis defense has got to have to lock in here in order for some of these rebounds to be available. The other thing is Brooklyn's shooting a lot of threes, which means a lot of the rebounds are going longer. Got to get some 2-point shots for the big man to grab the boards.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sweating out.
Zaire Williams props.
What's that?
Anybody here got Zaire Williams props?
You're going from Zion to Zaire.
Yes.
Well, Williamson to Williams, so it's not exactly the same.
The I think the 4th-year guy out of Stanford who used to be on Memphis is actually now on Brooklyn. I think it was a great pickup for them because this guy who's always had some promise just hasn't really put it together and didn't have any of the opportunity now. Yep.
Only pre-flop play I'm on with my own. By the way, Triple J just got a rebound, so he needs 4 more or 5 more, depending on what you bet. Only one I'm on is Victor Wembanyama over 3.5 rebounds at plus money, plus 130. Or not rebounds, blocks. Something I hit a lot last year, and he had good luck against OKC last year as well. Let's talk about that game for a sec, guys. It's starting up in 40 minutes. Spread, San Antonio, OKC. We've got the Spurs plus 12.5 and a 221 total. Thoughts on the Spurs at OKC?
Yeah, my projections have that line about right, but I think that we could see a good effort here from the Spurs tonight. This game's going to mean a lot to them. And if you're on NBA Twitter, there's already a growing rivalry between Holmgren and Wembanyama, which should give a little bit of juice to this game. The problem for the Spurs will be those bench minutes. I think their starting 5's okay. It should be able to potentially hang, but I think OKC is going to absolutely crush on the minutes when the reserves aren't on the floor, which is going to probably be the difference in covering that spread and the main reason why I haven't made that one official.
Fox, any thoughts on San Antonio and the Thunder?
I'm on a couple things in this game. So I took Chet Holmgren over 9.5 rebounds earlier today at -113. I think it's actually up to 130 now. I still would take it. I think he's going to get a double-double tonight. I think he's going to be very inspired. The other sneaky play that a lot of people haven't noticed because no one ever talks about him because he has, for the most part, no outshot past 14 feet is Jeremy Sohan. Jeremy Sohan over 13.5 points. Very quietly has been putting up very good numbers for them. So much as basically he's kind of become the second scorer. Had 22 the last game, 17 the game before, 18 the game before that. You're getting that at 13.5. Yeah, you're playing an OKC team who is very good, but the one thing they really don't have, because they don't play it after you get out of Chet, is size at the 4 and the 3. So Sohan's going to have a nice, basically height advantage over whoever tries to guard him tonight. So at over 13.5 points, I love that play.
Okay, very good. Just going around the board again, 98-78. Pacers leading the C's. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Tatum with 18. Jaylen Brown had 8 quick points. He's sitting on 14, 4, and 4. Spread, is there a chance that maybe we can get in on some unders on the Celtics if this becomes a true blowout?
Are you talking about player props or just the team overall?
Yeah, I'm talking about player props.
Yeah, I mentioned waving the white flag earlier, and Missoula's been a guy that will kind of give it up a little bit earlier. And I think that's kind of helped some development of some of the players like Pritchard, who, is getting a little extra runtime. And it's one weird thing about the Celtics is they always just have these games where they look really bad. And it doesn't happen just in the regular season, it happens in the playoffs too. I would think some unders are in the way because Missoula is not afraid to just bench his starters and let the backup 5 run for 8 or 9 minutes here, especially if he's disappointed in their performance. To be fair, watching the game, I didn't think it was a huge effort issue from the Celtics. I don't think he's going to be disappointed in the effort unless there were specific plans that I don't know about that they weren't executing. Indiana was just on fire and doing an excellent job. hitting their open shots here. So it'll be interesting to see where we go. But I would say, yes, that is something you should be looking at, because if things don't change, today's guys got about 4 to 5 minutes of playing time left, these starters.
It's going to be tough to find it anywhere, though. FanDuel's pulled the props. They're anytime you see Jared Walsh come off the bench and actually play 2 minutes, he's waved away.
Well, when are we going to have to bow out on this Davis assist prop, this AD prop? It's 103.79 with 11 minutes to play, Sean.
Yeah,
it's not going to hit. Yeah, it's going to be tough. They're going to have to sit. Again, with Foxy, he put so many bets in, you got to tail all of them. All right? And that's just the bottom line. If he puts in 20 bets, and he hits 13 on a night, let's just say, you're going to be profitable. But if you're only betting 12 of those bets, you don't know which ones are going to hit and which ones are not. So it's really important. If you are a member, a subscriber, or you're not a subscriber, first of all, if you're not a subscriber, $59.99 a month, $599.99 a year, $19.99 a week. Go to nukethehouse.com, subscribe. And what we do, you turn on your notifications in Discord every time one of these guys makes a live bet. They put it out on your phone. It comes to your phone, and you just go to the book and you place the bet. Simple as that. And again, if you are a subscriber and you're watching this show right now, you should still have your notifications on. Even if, because sometimes you don't hear these bets and you want to get them in anyways. What have we cashed so far, guys? We cashed Levert. I know we're early in the slate still, but what else have we cashed so far?
Yeah, from the chat, we cashed Levert. We cashed the threes on Poole and Young. That was also in the chat. We cashed Carrington. That was in the chat. Alex Sarr, we need 2 more rebounds, which was in the chat. I told you I liked a lot of things in this game. We're 1 point away on Mugba. A little worried about that. Very interesting there. We need LaMelo Ball to get 27. He's got 17.
You're worried about the Mugbo?
Only reason I'm worried is because he's a rookie, and the game is closer than what I thought it was going to be. So I don't know I don't know if he's going to close the game. So I feel we have probably 3-4 minutes possibly in the fourth quarter here. And then he may not close. I don't know. We're looking great on Josh Hart. He's got 8 rebounds. We need 10. We're third quarter just tipped off. So that's looking pretty good. We've had some pulse here from the Bulls. Carter's got 3 rebounds. So we're a little slightly off, but that's not too bad. We need Vucevic to get going. Started off 2 for 7. Ja only's got 2 points, so we definitely need some more from Ja. We got 2 rebounds from Jackson. We still got 8 minutes in the second quarter, so like I said, we've got plenty of time from there. So that's what I remember.
Spread is on the Bulls plus 14.5. Right now, that's a 9.5 point spread for the Bulls. Plus 9.5. You got it plus 14.5. You also hit the Celtics at plus 150, but what are you going to do? And you got the Bulls plus. Did you get the Bulls plus 16
Bulls
and the Raptors
16,
plus
Raptors are 14.5.
God damn it. Get it together, Kush. So Raptors plus 14.5. The spread now, the line is plus 8.5. So nice job there. And as far as the Bulls go, 16, and it's plus 9.5. So spread's off to a really nice start here. Live betting this evening.
Mobley is dominating, but it would be nice if he just steps back one time and shoots a 3. He's up to 16 points now.
Mogbo's the guy that I really want to get home now. Oh, subscribers, go to your go right now to the in-game plays. Keg just put 3 NFL plays out there. If you want those plays, sign up at Nuke the House, hit subscribe button, and you can pick the plan that's right for you.
All right, why the Bulls are going on the run now. It's not too bad. Muggo's going to sit to start the fourth, so I'm not going to be. Hopefully, we can get him. Maybe will close the game. We'll have to see. But this is his first time ever starting, so that'd be a kick in the nuts if we don't get this.
All right, just give me a minute, guys. I'm getting Keg's bets in. He might be meeting with Adam right now, as a matter of fact. But I got to get these NFL props in. NFL here at Nuke the House, just ridiculous run we're on. It's absolutely filthy. Oh, where's this game?
This Atlanta Wizards game has turned into a nice game. Wizards are up 2 right now. 2 minutes left in the third. Koulibaly's got 19, so that's looking good.
What are we sweating in that game?
We give Koulibaly 20.5. You've said it a
Koulibaly.
couple times, so we're sweating 2 points.
Don't worry about it. You said it a few times. You're going to have to say it a few more times for it to register in my brain. You haven't worked with me enough.
Well, people don't realize, like, all these numbers most of the time, like, especially on props and what they hit, is I just know it from memory from the last time I bet it. So that's how, when I say, okay, this number's gone up, that number's gone up.
You're a smart guy.
I'm very good with numbers.
Well, that's a good thing to be a sports bettor when you're good with numbers. Spread, talk to me here. What are we seeing, dude? Buy me some time while I bet these props from the NFL.
All right.
Hurricane.
My main disappointment here so far has been the Knicks, but it could definitely go either way. They're down 7. They just have not been able to put things together here on both ends of the floor. You know, they'll get a couple stops. They can't convert on offense. They'll make a couple shots. They can't get stops. Heat are playing well. They're definitely fired up for this one, and they can make a statement. If the Knicks lose again tonight, I'll be curious to see the attitude in New York around this team after the tough loss to Cleveland. Now to go down and lose to Miami. This was a Knicks team that they thought was improved after the trade they made. I just seen them fall down by 10. Another 3 given up to Hero there. Have to wonder if there'll be some questions about the franchise going forward and how long it's going to take to integrate the new piece of Karl Anthony Towns. Disappointed I didn't play Detroit pregame. I was trying to get that better live number, probably a little greedy. They're up by 16. I'm hoping Chicago can hold on here. They're down by 13 again, though, after a quick little run. The Magic have bounced back. Maybe an interesting game that we can look at is the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Brooklyn up by 1. Let me check that live number right now. As I see Memphis, boy, is this right? They're still -7. Wow,
yeah,
they're not going to give you any justice there on Memphis at all. And let's see on my other screen, this Lakers game is essentially over. Did they pull everyone already, Foxy? You see?
Yeah, they pulled everybody. Cleveland hasn't. Cleveland has just let Mobley go off. He's went from single digits to 19 points now without shooting any threes, which absolutely sucks. But yeah, they pulled everybody.
All right. So, that's one thing to note for Redick moving forward. It's about the 8-minute mark where they got rid of everybody there. Man, that Raptors one was looking easy, but the Hornets are pushing back. I hope the Raptors got one more run in them. And we got a close game in Washington as the Wizards are up 93-92.
Yeah, you're just not getting consistent scoring from Toronto. I mean, Dick's got 24, Hurdle's got 18, Barrett's got 17. But, yeah, they're not really stopping Charlotte from scoring, even though it's not LaMelo Ball. It's Trey Mann with 25 points, Cody Martin with 18, Grant Williams. So they went to the bench, and the bench is just absolutely throttled Toronto.
Yeah, and that's for sure. Probably should have just looked at the over that game. We'd be feeling pretty good about our position right now. But hey, I still think we can get it done here. Let's hope that Toronto's got one more push left in them. As I just see Podol cut it to 7.
You're bringing up Pirtle. That's nice to hear. One final. Pacers over the Celtics, 100-86. Siakam and Matherin each had 23.
Not final. It's going into the 4th, Holden.
Never mind. 4th quarter now.
Yeah, the Celtics made a little bit of run to try to get this down to, if they can get this to single digits, and by about the 9-minute mark.
We're making a run.
Yep.
All right, there's all the NFL bets are coming out. So, guys, if you're a member, NFL bets are dropping. Keg and Iowa must be having a good time here.
Jakob Hurt's got a 2015 night.
All right, let's see what we can get here. Oh, I love Wednesday nights. That's when
Orlando's got, the Bulls got this back under 10. So
receiving props.
Vucevic finally gets going. He's up to 8. Cody White leading the way with 15. Io DeSumo's got 10 off the bench. That's the one thing I really worry about this Magic team is who scores consistently in a big game for them down the stretch off the bench.
Well, and that's where the Bulls have been staying alive here. And it's funny because I don't really like the Bulls' depth either. And that's probably a byproduct of being at home, that they were able to win these bench minutes. But we'll see how they open the third, though. I want to see if the Magic pull away again or if the Bulls can take some of this momentum into halftime and make this a close game after all.
All right, so it's a 17-point lead now for the Pacers, 107-90, 10 minutes left. No reason to get invested at this point, guys.
No.
The Lakers are.
He's up to 25 points now. He's kind of leading the charge. But if they don't make that, this doesn't get under probably 11 points with the 6-minute mark, it's probably going to be that'll be the end for the night.
Lakers, Dunsky down 20 with 6 minutes to play. That's not good for them. Wizards 92-93. We've been talking about that tonight. Johnson has 14 and 14. Oh, yeah, another home run by the Yankees. This time it's Stanton. 5-zip Yankees over the Doyers early on in that game. My goodness, they're just smoking right now. Maxi's got 29 for the Sixers, but they trail the Pistons 87-77. Cade Cunningham 22, 5 and 6.
I feel like that's going to be a common refrain all season where we say Maxey has this ungodly point total and the Sixers are down by 15.
They're only down 10.
Well, I'm laughing that nobody likes Zaire Williams. I mean, Zaire Williams has 8 points already in the first half. I won his second half number.
Zaire Williams?
Yep.
All right.
Somebody found him on DK, but I was a little late looking at it. By the time I got to it, he started to go off.
All right, so we got to go to the Nets game for Zaire Williams. And is there a number that you're kind of thinking of right now?
Well, it's going to be dependent on what he kind of ends this. We're not at halftime yet, I don't believe, right? We still got 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2:45 left first half.
Are we in the stoppage of play? Yeah, we are in the stoppage of play. So most likely they're probably going to give him a two-point boost for the rest of the quarter. So that would be 12. Well, I'd probably play him up to 15.5, 16.5.
Zaire Williams, 15 to 16.5 points.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me go find that.
12.5. Yeah, good play there, Hurricane. Like I said, he's the primary scorer off the bench. We're going to talk about a team that's played a lot. He's going to be counted on to score off the bench. The bench is going to play big in this game. The fact that they're winning is shocking. The books, like as we've already saw when we looked at the lines, everyone expects, okay, you're on a back-to-back. You generally come out good in the first half. Second half, you come out flat. So, I mean, the line was, 12 pre-flop, and you're down 3. So,
yeah, Williams is locked at just about every book I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, JJ's got 3 rebounds right now. Edie's having his best game so far as a pro. He's up to 13 points.
Is Williams on the floor? Is Zaire Williams on the floor?
Yes.
He is right now.
No, he's not.
No. So he's grayed out at 14.5 on ESPN. Shuffle around here.
He doesn't even list on MGM.
They didn't even list. The MGM's player props are not great, I would say. And really, for that matter, it's very limited on Bet Rivers. So there's another book where it's just kind of hard to find some of the players that you want to bet on. DK, FanDuel, and even ESPN Bet, if you got that. Now, I don't have Bet365 or Caesars. Bet365 limited me. Caesars, I got my account hacked, so screw them. And I'm down 2 books, which kind of stinks because you want as many books as possible when you're live betting sports. And then Fanatics is a freaking joke. If you bet $5 or $10, that is a great book. And trust me, there's no shaming here on that. That's fine. But if you want to bet $5, that's the place to do it. Yeah, they don't want to open up Zaire, man.
No.
He's great at it. 15.5 on DK, 14.5 on ESPN.
The Wizards have gone completely unconscious in the second half. So their young players are hitting shots. Nothing else you can do. I do find this total in the Atlanta.
The Hawks defense is conducive to offensive explosions as well.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing a team with so much size, but obviously Trae Young couldn't guard anybody in the NBA. So it's not too shocking from that perspective. But yeah, the fact that they're draining threes without some of their biggest names there. So yeah.
If you have Resorts World, I've never heard of Resorts World. Wish I had them though. These Fanatics.
Then they're in Vegas. They got a dope lounge.
Sportsbook.
I just know Resorts World it's in Vegas. It's owned by the Hilton, I believe.
Zaire Williams 16 plus is open -25. He's sitting on the bench. I don't know why you would hit it right now.
Yeah, just wait till halftime.
Just wait till the half.
Just wait till the 2 minutes rolls off, and it'll probably get to at least less juice or.
Yeah.
The live total in this Toronto Charlotte game is 258 points. I almost feel on principle I have to take the under.
You're gonna do a principles bet?
No, I mean I might take it personally. I'm not gonna go it against my record. It's not gonna be an official play. But yeah, there are times to do
heart rebounds. Ditka.
There we go. We get the plus money.
TV ratings for the NBA are way down early in the season compared to last year, but the money I've made on the NBA is way up because I'm working with these guys already, and we've only been playing for a week. I mean, come on.
I talked about it on the rundown earlier today, Holden. It feels like there's way less teams in contention with the Celtics kind of moving ahead in the East, and I'm sure being in Colorado, about how the Nuggets have mismanaged the prime of one of the greatest players we've seen.
They won a title with them.
They got one title, but they could have potentially got 3 or 4.
You think they're done this early in the season?
They have to make a move. I mean,
they might.
Who?
I hope they do. They got to get rid of Porter and then get 2 or 3 role players
the
back.
Nuggets.
They can't get stops and they have no depth.
The Nuggets. What do you think of Brown? Christian Brown.
I wanted to talk about Denver because to me, Denver's issue is Michael Porter, but it's not Michael Porter there. When this team was constructed, Michael Porter needs to be an 18 to 20 point scorer. That's the leap he took last year. He also stopped just being an outside shooter. He started to drive again last year, started to be able to get some and ones. He's kind of reverted back to that outside shooting, and his outside shooting is not consistent enough where he's going to be a 20-point scorer just standing by the 3-point line and doing his little sidestep jump 3 that he loves to do. He has to be that scorer. And yeah, they lose KCP. Christian Braun, actually, if you look at the points, it's kind of filled in nicely. Hasn't given the outside shooting that KCP does. There's still missing pieces off the bench. I actually like Russell Westbrook. I think he's a guy who can get you points off the bench, which is what they need. He's just not going to hit outside shots consistently if they bring him in with the starters. They do need to add another scorer off the bench. But, I mean, you've got to decide. Porter's up this year, right?
I think he has one more year after this one.
Okay.
I thought they signed him to that big contract. Yeah, I'll go look it up.
But... That was like 2 seasons ago, though, right? I think
yeah.
Deal should have this year and next year left.
Yeah.
Just to get out of that. 26-27. So this year, next year.
Oh, wow.
And then the next, so 3 years, 35 million, 38 million, 40.8.
Yeah, they got to try and get off that contract somehow, and then spread that money out to 3 different players who can contribute off the bench. The depth is just terrible there, and
I think they're going to be a team that's really going to try to grab a guy off the buyout market. Then to do a trade a major piece like that.
Everyone out here is blaming Russell Westbrook. It's not his fault.
It's not his fault. It's management's fault for getting rid of Bruce Brown last offseason and then KCP this offseason.
The Brown one killed him. The Brown move last year killed them. They just didn't bounce back.
I don't understand
for them to reacquire round, which I think you could do. Because I don't think Toronto wants to play him.
Yeah, usually the best player, if you're the best player in the league for 4 straight years, you should probably have 2 titles. So they got to win one this year. It's time.
And I don't think they're even close. OKC's taking a big leap. I'd say Minnesota's ahead of where they're at right now. I mean, obviously LA looked disappointing tonight, but we can't discount what they've achieved so far this season. I think Phoenix did the same thing with that Beal contract. I mean, they would have been much better served to spread that money out to just 3 solid contributors. So they've kind of shot themselves in the foot. The Clippers kind of shot themselves in the foot with the Kawhi Leonard deal as he's eating up all that money. So the West should be more open, and they're not able to take advantage of it. And then in the East, I mean, only to me, Boston's so far ahead of everybody else. I think less fan bases, Holden, have hope this year is what I'm trying to say.
You have less fan bases wanting to have hope. It's poop for Coop here and Ace Baldwin. And then even if you end up with Holland as the 3rd choice, that's not a bad choice. This draft class is loaded.
Yeah,
and I think teams realize that sometimes the best way to get ahead is to really suck for the year.
Yeah.
Have a bunch of young guys, play a bunch of young guys. They're exciting to play. And then hope you get one of those big generational pieces.
You think Cooper Flagg's number 1?
Yep.
Dylan Harper number 2?
It's going to either be him or Ace Baldwin. I think Ace Baldwin is going to be – you're going to hear a lot more name of him as soon as NCAA starts on Monday. That Cooper, depending upon the right team, should be the pick, and he's a tremendous player. But Ace is very, very good as well. I think Holland is going to be an all-star as well. At Rutgers, I think he's going to be overshadowed because they've got 2 other tremendous pieces there. That team's going to be absolutely loaded, fun team to watch. So, yeah.
And you do a lot of college basketball, don't you, Sean?
I do.
I mean, how the hell do you do 10 NBA games and 40 college games? Seriously, how do you narrow it down?
I pick my different sites in college basketball I want. You won't see me doing a lot of teams. I hardly ever do the SEC. I hardly ever do the ACC, flat as honest with you. I'm going to look at the Mountain West. I'm going to look at the Big 12. I'm going to look at there are teams that I get in 5 that play no defense that I will follow. Like I love play Alabama for
Big
forever.
Sky. I love the Mountain West, but I love the Big Sky.
Yeah.
Big Sky and Kansas. Those are the only 2 I bet.
Yeah, I'll play a lot of lower college, like Missouri Valley Conference.
Oh, yeah.
One, because my father's from there, so we talk SIU games and Illinois
He
State.
went to SIU? He went to Southern?
Yes, he's a
dude. I got pepper sprayed in the mouth when I took the strip at Southern Illinois. I mean, that place. If you guys have ever been to Carbondale, Illinois, Southern Illinois University, I've been to a lot of party schools. That one took the cake. We tried to tip over a semi truck. It didn't work out well for any of us. We got maced. I got mace in my mouth. My best friend got mace in the eyes and the mouth. It made a pepper spray. There's nothing worse. That was some of the most pain I've ever been in my life too. Ugh. And it tastes horrible, but great place to party. If you're into that, the Salukis, they know how to do it. Yeah. Jason wants to see Jaime Jaquez in Denver. Card addicts talk about Dom Mitchell, pre-flop number 24.5. And if anyone's trying to get in on Zaire Williams, it's just locked everywhere. They don't want us to bet him, I guess.
I'm not sure. Is he playing?
Why is he not playing? He's playing.
It's back to back.
I mean, he's played 10 minutes and he was on the court heading into halftime.
Oh, Zaire Williams. I thought you were talking about. I thought Zion Williamson.
No, not Zion Williamson.
Okay. That's what I was looking at.
Definitely not Zion Williams. It's not what we're talking about. So the ball isn't going to get there. That's okay because we've got a lot of other positions that we're sitting good in right now. So LaMelo is going to fall short. We got Triple J over 4.5 rebounds. I think I got him over 5.5 rebounds too. He's got 3 at halftime. So we're sitting pretty on that bet. Yeah. Boy, open up the damn Williams already. Karis LeVert cashed very quickly over 12.5. So that was a great bet. And I'm just trying to see the AD probably isn't going to get there. The over rebounds, shit happens. What are you going to do? Sweating out this Mogbo, though. He was on the floor a minute ago.
He's on the floor. He's got an assist. He got a couple rebounds. I mean, he's on the floor making plays. Just down the stretch, it's all Grady Dick and RJ Barrett get to keep missing the ball or turning the ball over.
And Koulibaly cashed his over 20.5. He's got 27 right now. Spread, let's go look at your bets. How are we doing tonight? I know the Bulls, the Raptors, and the Celtics. So the Celtics
is a loss for sure. They're
fine.
down by 14. They pretty much emptied the bench except for Jaylen Brown, which I'm kind of confused by, but okay, whatever. Oh, wait, no, Tatum's coming back in. Wow, they're still running their full rotation.
You got Raptors plus 14.5. They're down 10 with 2.5 to play. That's looking okay right now.
It's looking okay, but it was looking a lot better a couple minutes ago.
It's all right. You're still there. And then the Bulls.
Yeah, I got Bulls plus 16. They're down 10, and it's at halftime. They had a cute little game of they had 8-year-olds out there playing at halftime, so that's always fun to watch. That's what I love about the league pass holding is when you get to see all the different things going on in the arenas.
Couple other games. There's 2 more games starting up we haven't talked about. We already discussed San Antonio, OKC. Fox, what about New Orleans, Golden State? Any targets in this game? Any live targets, pre-flop plays?
And quite frankly, I haven't looked at it yet.
Okay.
I took a bunch of things last night that, like, personally just kind of there. I didn't give them out as official plays because you wanted to see how the rotation is with Wiggins out, Curry out, what's there. So give me a second because I'll see if those things that I took last night are available. So the things I look at this game, like Podziemski is, if you're the Pelicans, you've got to be pissed. So, but Pods is going to run the show. He's going to do a decent job running the show. His points and rebounds is probably what I'm looking at. It's under 15. So I like Pods at over 13.5. The other thing I like with Pods is I'm just going to say Pods is his threes, but it looks like that's juiced at minus 154. So that's going to be no bet tonight. Draymond Green assist over 5.5. I'll give that as the show play. So we'll take Draymond Green. I'll put that in the trap right now. Over 5.5 assist. He's basically primary. He becomes a lot of times the primary ball handler. And Pods kind of plays more of that Klay Thompson type role a lot of times on this thing. So with this setup, I'll go ahead. Green had 6 last night. I think he'll get it again tonight. I'm sure you can get a better line somewhere else, but not going to line shop it.
I'll look it up for you right now. Draymond, 5.5, just about everywhere. And the juice isn't great either. It's been juiced up at this point. The best number I see is 5.5 minus 27 at BetMGM Sugar House.
Okay. Personally, as a personal bet, I took Pods over 5.5. He cashed it last night. He'll cash it again. But that's not an official play. That's just what I'm taking as well.
Just Draymond. What do you got on this Golden State team spread? You know this team pretty well.
Yeah, but, my major angle that I love was last night, and that's the superstar subtraction. The first night when the superstar is out, you take the rest of the team, you get excited with the extra shots. Everybody comes together and you get some extra energy out there. Now that angle is no longer alive tonight, as it never, you don't run it every night. You only run it the very first game. And then also I talked earlier about kind of the pitfalls of the back-to-back here. Last night, this game closed around Warriors plus 1.5. Now they're minus 3.5 with absolutely nothing changed. Seems like if I were to get involved, I would be looking to get on the Pelican side, but I'm fine to sit on the sidelines here while this game tips off.
Yeah. Okay.
Mugbo's back through. He's just been pulled. They're brought in 3-point shooters.
So our one pre-flop play in the Golden State game then is going to be Draymond over 5.5 assists, minus 27. The juice actually came down pregame here from about 135 down to 127. Portland at the Clippers spread. Any bets here? Any thoughts here?
Yep, lay it with the Clippers. I'm not too high on Portland, and it's almost like this Bulls game here. The only difference is the Clippers will have the home court advantage here, and what a home court it is. Great things that Ballmer's done down there in the Intuit Dome. But, you got one team that's really based on how well they can play offensively. And then the Clippers, while they don't have a bunch of big names besides James Harden, they brought in a bunch of defensive specialists and seem to be buying in to that type of identity. So, nice bank shot there for Lonzo. Levine get a little lucky there. But I like the Clippers. I think they're going to run away with this one. If you do like Portland, you play them in the first quarter. But for the full game, I like the Clippers.
Clippers minus 320 on the money line. That line was 6. Now I'm seeing 7s and 7.5 with the Clippers favored at home. Fox, any bets into Trailblazers Clippers tonight in LA?
No, I think you're getting a lot of overreactions. Zubac's been great, but I'm not taking him at 17.5. He's not all of a sudden this great, consistent 20-point scorer. In a blowout game, you kind of, if I was going to look at things, I would try to kind of look at. I mean, pre-flop. If you want to take the Clippers at -8, I would definitely take that. I think you basically want to be looking at the bench guys on the Portland Trailblazers Live. So basically kind of looking at saying, okay, who's been coming off the bench with 5.5, 6.5 points kind of deal. Donovan Klingon's probably a good bet. He actually had a really nice game last game coming out. So he should get plenty of minutes tonight. So maybe look at his rebounds if that's available. This is my Jabari Walker type deal, 6.5, 8.5 for Jabari. Coming off live is probably a decent play as well.
NBA live line is what we got. Usually we got NHL. Zargo will be back next Wednesday. He'll be on our NFL show tomorrow, Thursday Night Thoughts. We break down the Thursday night football game and then 2 Sunday games. Spread and Zargo usually disagree. Lately, you've been on the same page. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, we got to make sure we fix that tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern time, Thursday Night Thoughts. Just a reminder, if you haven't signed up, you're missing out. $59.99 a month, $599.99 a year, and a $19.99 per week. You get every single bet that we make thrown to your phone, okay? Every single track bet will be sent to your phone with real-time in-game betting notifications. There's not a better team out there than the live bettors we have here at Nuke the House. As a matter of fact, we're the only fully dedicated live shop out there. The Judge just hit another home run. No, he got under it. He got under it.
16.
5-0 Yankees. All right, guys, I'll be back in 2 minutes. We'll hang out for another 20, and then that'll be it. I'll see you in a.
Yeah, I would take. I mean, he's got to score 4 in the second half. They're going to give him extra run. If it's only 4 points, really? Toronto's cut this to 3. Got about 47 seconds left.
You got 17 seconds on my screen. Toronto at the line, and they just hit the first one. So Charlotte at the line, they just hit the first one to go up by 4. Probably seals the game, but we'll see how much it goes out. And good thing you stayed away from that because it looked like the live 258 is going to go. Was that the game we were playing with 258 under, or was it the Hawks?
Where are you seeing Zach Edey scores 4 points?
I don't have those, so.
I'm not seeing
Boston quietly cut this game to 7 here, but I think it's going to be too little too late there from the Celtics. But they protect their net rating in my projections there, Sean. By not allowing themselves to get blown up by 20, it'll keep their net rating high.
Yeah, it definitely will. Let me see. Hold on. I'm just trying to see if I can get this Edey somewhere. Ooh, I can get Edey. So Edey's live at 16.5. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that. I like that. I'll tell you on that. So he's got 13 at halftime. Live at 16.5. I do hate it when I look and I say, ooh, Ben Simmons. He just needs 2 points. Can he get the 2 points?
The Knicks have quietly climbed to a little lead over here. Sometimes with 8 games, I kind of miss out, and I'm looking up 89-82.
Yeah, what is up with the schedule? Why is there 11 games today when there was 4 last night?
Well, they always do that because they want and I don't know how that's going to work with the contract next year, but they want the TNT games to stand alone. And I think the idea that they think is that the casual fans are going to tune in But I say one of the reasons that I like I head to UPS and throw some boxes around every night. I get the feel of the casual fan, and I can tell you, basketball is becoming a lot more like baseball, where there's a lot of people at my work that just follow the Kings, but they don't pay really attention to any other team, but they'll watch, 50 games a year of the Kings. So I think what they're trying to do is get everyone to watch their standalone games. However, we'll see how that works out for them. It doesn't seem like it's working.
Yeah, Boston's got this down to 3.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't that be wild? I'll be mad I didn't dive back in when it was like plus 700 or whatever. When I was
plus 420
they were going to pull everyone.
It's plus 420 now.
Our boy Spread sitting on a plus 150 Celtics money line.
Yep.
Let's
Hart's
go,
got
Spread.
14 rebounds.
They could definitely win this game.
They could. Yeah, Jovic goes over as normal for the Heat. Towns
down by 3.
Rebound.
Yeah, you're high on Jovic, aren't you? And he's finally starting to come together. I liked him a lot because I saw him in preseason, and he looked really good. But I knew it was going to take a couple years for him to get there. I think he's finally getting there.
If I could ever find a book that has his number at first half numbers, I would take it every time, because he generally gets 5 to 7 points in that first half. And then he'll be lucky to get a basket in the third and gets 0 baskets in the fourth. I don't think he scored in the fourth quarter of a game yet this year. So what I like about Jovic is he's got a nice, pretty outside shot. He's got size, which he badly need. Now, if someone would actually tell him to get his ass down there and rebound some more, it would probably help out this Heat team tremendously. Bulls take the lead, 72-71.
Spread on fire tonight.
Vucevic has got a double-double, so that's good. We only need 8 more points to be able to get that. Josh Giddey having a nice game. Pancara's got 5 rebounds. Carter's got 5, so both of those look nice for that.
Whose Discord's going off, by the way?
Must be Sean's. I turned mine off.
No.
That's
All
mine.
those notifications. I know we're all about notifications here, Sean, but not on Discord. Not doing the show. Oh, fuck.
And the first one I put in is a hit. So
there you go. Put it on the board. You know what, Fox? Fox, you want a song? Pick a song, dude. Pick a song for Spread. He just hit his first one.
Yeah, I picked Def Leppard. Sorry.
All right, Boston down by 3, 20 seconds left. Let's see what they do here. Tatum pulls it up, drains it. Tie game in Indiana. 13 seconds left.
Did he get his 36?
Wow.
That's my question. And he did. And Brown got 25. Yes.
Have a night, Spread.
Good job, Spread.
Have a night, young man.
We're going to OT in Boston, Holden.
Let's go. Let's get it home, bro.
I wish the Hawks would have figured out something. I don't know what they're doing.
How big was that lead? Wasn't it like 22, 23?
They were down by 20-something. I was just telling Sean, I feel like Keg, where I'm like, man, I should have hit it again at plus 800 or whatever they were probably putting up at that point.
Let's see. Yeah, the lines are locked there, but it's grayed out at Celtics minus 1.5.
See, this is my worry with the Magic is they just look like they're running out of gas. We got 9 points this quarter, brick after brick, and just a Vucevic rebound over and over. We did give Zach Edey to score 4 points in the second half, which puts him at 6.5.
Edey 4 points in the second half.
Yeah, he's got 1 already.
You like Memphis? You like watching Memphis with Edey?
I think he's going to help them tremendously. I really like his size, which is something. It's kind of the days when they had Steven Adams, where he would control the boards, help them on the defensive end. Jaren Jackson can be the off-ball defender. He'll get a ton of blocks that way. The thing I think they need to realize is Marcus Smart is not it. I don't know what's happened to Marcus Smart, whether he's not playing with energy.
He's old.
He just doesn't seem to fit in well. And they're kind of just trying to put a square peg in a round hole just because, hey, he plays good defense. So we're going to keep him in. So I like this Memphis team. I really do. I do think Ja's got to learn how to not be Derrick Rose-like for this team to really start to win. So,
all right, couple things for you guys right now. Hit the like button. We'd appreciate that. Help us out a lot. Give you some good mojo. If you're watching on X, come on over to YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll tell you the same thing. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House. Turn on your notifications so you know when we're on. Guess what? 30 minutes after we stop this show, and we're going to stop the show at the end of the Celtics game. 30 minutes after the end of this show, MMA pod. Those of you that love the MMA, our guys are great. And Tommy and Johnny do their show. 30 minutes after the end of this one, we will have our MMA pod tonight. Great show. Sean, you do MMA?
no. I tail Keg, and I tail Keg's old favorite partner, Dave.
Okay. What happened to Dave? Why is he not his favorite anymore?
I don't know. You got to ask Keg.
I will. I'll get there. And then Matty just put it up once again, and he's right to do that. $59.99 a month, $599.99 a year. You will get everything that we have here. You'll get all of our pre-flop plays on the pick sheet. You'll get every show that we do. We don't do 1 and 4 o'clock slates on Sundays for free. We put those behind the paywall. And then Sunday night, Monday Night Football, we put the second half behind the paywall. That's when most of the action happens. But you're in luck because tomorrow's Thursday, and Keg and I think Adam will hop on again. And it's the Texans and the Jets. The Jets again for the 5 millionth time on national television. Anyways, go to nukethehouse.com. $59.99.
Played on the Sunday window, Holden.
They never will until
Prime
next
time
year.
only.
Next year, they're going to play every game at 1 o'clock.
I hope so.
Oh, my God.
Well,
It's just.
I mean, there's rumblings that if the Jets lose tomorrow night, that they're going to trade Adams again.
No way. Are you serious?
Yep. I mean, the season will be done.
I mean, that's
That
the
would
ultimate
be crazy.
Jets fan.
There's teams
You
that
know,
have called
the
him.
funniest, he could end up on Kansas City because the Raiders won't trade him in division, but I don't know if the Jets would care.
So they've got a Sunday night game.
The other thing you got to understand, you got to have the cap to be able to handle that contract. Yes.
They only have, hey,
later.
guys, they only have 2 more primetime games. Thursday night and then Sunday night. I don't know if they can flex out of it because it's the Colts and the Jets, but you would think they could flex out of it.
Sunday night they can flex.
Huh?
They can flex.
They'll be able to flex after week 11.
Yeah, we got to get rid of that game. That is week 11, though.
Well, this overtime so far has been really interesting.
Talk to me about it. Fox, I'm serious. What's so interesting?
They can't make a shot.
Yeah, and I was going to say right before it started, and I would have been putting my foot in my mouth, but it felt like with the Pacers blowing that lead that all the momentum and the sales had gone out of the building, and the Celtics were just set to run away with this and kind of cruise in overtime here, and they can't make a shot. Jaylen Brown just missed 2 free throws. They have yet to score here in overtime, and they've had a couple good looks. On the other end, the only score made was a Halliburton 3 in which they kind of left them wide open. Celtics are definitely giving their all defensively. Maybe the legs a little too much on the comeback here, but we still got 3 minutes to go, and they get another rebound. They got a good chance. Like you said, neither team could score. But I'm giving credit to the Celtics defense here. Let's see if they can take advantage. That they should have a huge edge here.
We missed an historic event tonight.
What?
Bronny James scored his first 2 NBA points.
That's
It
cool.
only took them losing by 24.
Oh, boy.
was on the
World
floor.
Series update real quick. 5-0 Yankees, top of the 5th, but the Dodgers have the bases loaded with nobody out. So That's still live. Spread, are you middling the Magic Bulls game, Card Addict?
No, I'm gonna just let it ride.
Okay.
Yep.
But if you want to, I mean, I'm not gonna argue against it here. But I'm happy with my positions.
Yep.
Good job, Kevin. You hit another one. It's nice to see.
We need 4 points from Vucevic. It's 14 right now, leading the way. And I don't know what Memphis opened up the half, like completely lost. Anybody still see anything on Zaire Williams there? Grant says he
I've been
did
looking.
not hit Bronny under 1.5 points. Yeah, he actually got 2 assists tonight too.
Big night for Bronny on the court that he grew up on.
Yep.
Did they give him a standing ovation? They probably did give him a standing ovation, didn't they?
He's the most nepotism guy. If you want Edie, you can get Edie at 15.5 now at plus 118.
LeBron's going to play as long as he can, so his son has a job in the NBA.
Well, they signed him to a 3-year deal, didn't they?
Bronny?
Yeah, it was something unprecedented for a second-round pick.
Yeah, it was unprecedented, which basically, if you look at between the lines, it was LeBron took a little less than they expected. And I guarantee that was a wink-wink deal so Bronny could take a little more. It's almost the exact amount that LeBron took less. Like, all right, I'll take this less there. So Edie is the question you're worrying about this game from an Edie perspective, which is why the books are giving you a plus money on it, is the Grizzlies are down 12. If they're down double digits, they're going to go with the smaller lineup.
And it's a small lineup right now. And when you look at the Nets, they're not a particularly big team. So, if they were ahead, I think they could be comfortable. But needing to come back, they might stay small here for a little while.
Yeah, that's the one question you were worried about with Edie, that they'll go to Aldama a little bit more than who can hit the outside shot, which Edie can't. But it is interesting that it's plus money. I mean, it's an only 10-point game. It's not like they're down 19.
Anything you guys want us to sweat with you? What are you looking at right now? We got Yellowhammer. He needs Towns to get one more rebound. He's been on 9 for a while. That Mogbo was a slow burn, too, because he just sat there.
Yeah, it's what you get with a
NBA. Yeah, get ready. And college basketball, too. I mean, that's just basketball for you, man. People, I got hooked. Well, it happens every single night, just about. The books are pretty good at what they do. No matter how good Fox and Spread are, they're still good.
And Carroll got 6 rebounds, so that's good.
Heading up the line with a chance to take the lead for Boston. Boy, Indiana's going to be sick if they blow this one.
Jaws 3 of 11. Come on. Somebody give me Zaire Williams. You want to give me Zaire Williams?
No, they don't. They've shut that thing down forever now.
Well, that's the biggest thing with props, because, yes, they go up really quick. So if you're hitting him over and over again, that number is going to increase. And they love to basically then just lock out guys live. Oh, he's not a starter. We don't need to give him. It's an interesting lineup why Matherin's not on the floor for the Pacers. Oh, there he is. Oh, he is on the floor. He stood on the inside and he scores.
Oh, you're a little ahead of me.
Damn, dude. Ohtani just struck out with the bases loaded. They had bases loaded, nobody out. Bases loaded, 2 outs, Yankees over the Dodgers, top of the 5th. What's that, Fox?
I was just say Ohtani's playing hurt. I mean, he's just not the same. Same self. I mean, dislocated shoulder the next day. Trying to play baseball is not the easiest thing to do.
No, it's not good.
No.
What else are we sweating out here? You could take his 15 plus on DK for minus 120. Yeah, I know, Ditka. I want 15 though.
Peyton Pritchard into the line.
Kickoff.
What's that?
The Spurs Thunder game's about to kick off.
The Yankees. did not get out of it because Cole did not cover first base. What the hell was he doing? Bases loaded 5-1 now.
Did Holiday foul out? Why in the world is Pritchard playing?
You're killing me with these notifications, Foxy.
Sorry.
Blow up Discord. Just set Discord on fire.
It's tough to type in there what I'm taking and blow it up at the same time.
Okay, I'll shut up.
That's the problem.
I'll shut up. We're good.
I'll take the chirp. I have the way to kill it. I've got. Do you use voice meter?
No.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay.
What is it?
It's an audio synchronies program, so you can run different things into chats and online. So you're wondering why the music's louder, because it's actually very soft on my end. So when you guys are telling me it's loud, it's completely quiet on my end. And I can pump it directly right into the channel versus not having it. So you could also do some fun stuff with the mic and all that fun. Yep. There you go. Boston takes the lead. On who else? Derek White. So, why is Holiday has 8 points and played 24 minutes. He didn't foul out. Did he get hurt?
He must be looking for size here, because who's the 0-0 guy? That's the guy that's taking his spot.
Nemus Akita.
Yeah, that's who's getting the minutes.
The 2-time G League Player of the Year.
He was on the Kings for a while too. He was a little fan favorite.
That's when he was the G League Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And it's surprising that he never could get any run on the Kings at all.
No.
So no guy.
You're a poorly run organization.
The NFL bets are coming in.
Memphis has got that down to 7. Remember, the pre-flop line in this game was 12.
Yeah, 12.5 at close, I think, because I think Memphis continued to take money. And I think that a lot of experienced NBA bettors are betting the schedule, and it's a little too early to do that. As we kind of saw that, because that was a big thing, a big reason why everyone loved Minnesota last night. 3-4 for Dallas. That's pretty early in the year, and it's a good matchup, So you got to make sure to I think I love that angle. And once we get into November, December, late November, early December, I'll probably be riding those type of angles the whole season. But this early in the year, maybe not as important as some people are making it out to be.
Dodgers scored 2. They're down 5-3 in the top of the 5th with 2 down. This has gotten very interesting. We're going to stay on till the end of the Celtics and the Pacers, although double overtime would kind of put a wrinkle in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to stay until the end of this over. At least I will.
I'll be done at the end of the first overtime. How about that? Because we got the MMA pod coming up.
Yeah.
When we leave 30 minutes after the end of this show, the MMA pod is coming up. So do not forget about that. Tommy Johnny doing a great job. So we'll talk about that. Why do people talk like they were not
part of the same people they're talking about?
Yeah, that's existential question, man. I can't think that deeply right now. I'm just watching sports.
Is he saying that because that's one of the reasons I didn't bet Dallas the other night?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I gave the reason as well, but it's we've seen it here. Like I said, I'm learning from my mistakes. I told you about some of the mistakes I made in my projections, and we're going to be, not only transparent with the picks that we make, but also the process that we're using. So if that's what he's calling out, fine. And if I'm just taking it personally for no reason, that's fine as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to still look at. I mean, it's early in the season. What we think is there may not be there. We don't really know rotations. Coaches are going to be trying out different things, different setups, different lineups, just to kind of see sometimes if they work. And I always say they're not 100% worried about winning or losing the game. They just kind of want to see efficiency and work on different things.
Right. All right, Nets on top of the Grizzlies, 83-76, 5:42 to play. Schroeder has 22 tonight, game leading scorer. Zaire is sitting on the bench with 10 points, just in case you bet him earlier. Still 132 up in Indy, where the Celtics came all the way back from a 20-something point deficit. See if I can do a four. That's four. Well, they're only down 10 at the half, 14 after 3, and they outscored the pace. Oh my God, the Dodgers are going to get at least one more run. They outscored the Pacers by 14 in the fourth. Are we really tied? Holy moly. Crazy, crazy, crazy times in Yankee Stadium right now. Dodgers just scored 5 in the fifth. Runner on second, 2 down. And not only that, but Garrett Cole didn't cover first base. He gets out of it. Will run if he could take care of business, and he couldn't. So, this is a
Buddy
joke
Hield out. He's not starting. His Buddy Hield out. Anybody got that?
No, but if Wiggins starts, sometimes he goes to the bench.
Wiggins is out.
Oh, then that does surprise me.
It's Lindsey Waters that has started.
After that huge game last night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ladies
I hate when they do this in Indiana. Get into your set early. Sometimes they wait a little bit too long. You end up with the Siakam 3. It's on fire, though. So Boston's going to have to hit another 3-pointer or they're going to come away with the loss here.
All right.
6 seconds to go, though.
Yep. Pacers hit the big shot there. All right. So this is my time to do my last spiel. Thanks, first of all, to Foxy and Spread. Spread, thanks a lot, buddy. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. We'll do our show at 4:00 Eastern time, Thursday night thoughts, Thursday night bets, and we'll preview 2 Sunday games, him and Zargo. That's why we didn't do NHL tonight. Zargo wasn't here. He'll be back next week. Swept the board 3-0 last week. And then Foxy, really, really big thank you to you too for hopping on. I appreciate it. And for those of you that are in Discord, just make sure you're in the NBA chats bet. You've got Fox talking about stuff all day. He's putting plays out there all day too, and then Spread gives out plays and articles. He gives plays out on the sheet. He's just a total stud too. Sign up. You want to do that? You get all our premium shows Sunday at 1:00, Sunday at 4:00, second half of Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football when the big bets are coming in. $59.99 a month, $5.99 a year, $19.99. Go to nukethehouse.com. Go sign up, and on your way out, make sure that you hit the like button and you subscribe to our YouTube channel. So 6 seconds left. Celtics got to hit a 3 here.
I'm going to take one more thing. I killed Discord, but I'm still getting my notifications. So just for the record.
I could teach you, but you don't want a grandpa teaching you how to do things with computers.
I don't need. I'm going to take Lindy Waters over 10.5. If he's going to start, he's going to get plenty of outside shooting. And I think you're way too much value on not taking that right now at 10.5 points. Yes, he's not going to have 27 again, but I don't need him to have 27. I need him to have 11. And he's going to get plenty of opportunity. So, that's killing.
That's it. It's over. Pacers beat the C's 135, 132. Sorry, Spread, but that was a great call anyways. Plus 150 with a team that was down over 20. Nice work.
Thank you. And we'll see if the Chicago one gets home, but I'm hoping to have a 2-in-1 night here on the live betting show. And, looking forward to it. Hopefully I get 2 more Wednesdays with you. Then I'll be gone for a month. And then from January on, should be able to keep doing it.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Fox, good work tonight. We'll keep tracking our bets after the show is over. MMA pod in 30 minutes from right now. Tomorrow, Thursday night thoughts at 4:00 Eastern. And we'll be live for Thursday night football at 8:10 Eastern. Keg, myself, I'm sure Adam will be there. I haven't gotten total confirmation, but I bet you that he is hell of a props guy too, in-game betting there. Guys, have a great night. I'm going to go watch the rest of the World Series one more time. Sean Fox, thank you. One more time. Spread Astaire, thank you. It really means a lot to me that you hang out and do an NBA show tonight. We'll have the NHL in next week, and that's going to be that. Thanks for checking out the NBA live show, and let's go keep nuking the house.
That's so funny. Last time I heard that, I laughed so hard I fell off my dinosaur.